What is going on, everybody? And welcome in to this special. Well, it's not really special, but it is special because we have a special guest host, and I'm on camera, which is fucking wild. It's Thursday. It's 10:30 Eastern.
Oh,
You know what? It must be the pre-patch podcast. What, dude? I know you got to see my. Yeah, I know. I can't live up.
They're one of our viewers, man.
I
Like,
can't
what
live
the
up
fuck?
to everybody's dreams, man. I can't live up to everybody's dreams. It's okay. We have Lumi here. He's gonna take the heat off of me, so it's all right.
Is that how it's gonna work?
That's how it's gonna work. Yeah. So I have to get used to looking back at a camera because I've been not looking at a camera for so long. So, but welcome in, everybody. It's episode what are we at? 88 now, I think, right? 88.
Something like that.
88. The PP meets the UDP.
Yeah, I saw that title as we were going live on. Oh my god!
You should get that checked out by a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have to, like, at least a gynecologist of some sort. I don't know.
Listen, I'm gonna have to go to the doctor after.
Is that the same way that it works for men? Is it gynecologist or is it urologist?
Yes, you know what, Enigma? Go to a gynecologist, please. Go to a gynecologist and let me.
I'll do it. Don't fucking make me, bro.
Listen, it's 2023, man. You can do whatever you want. Go to a gynecologist to be fine. If you are unfamiliar with what we're talking about and why we continuously keep saying Lumi and why Scruffy has turned into this digital robot of a man that's stuck in the Matrix, we are happy to introduce Luminari Weekly, a special guest host that is here, filling in for Scruffy. Lumi, if you want to introduce yourself as well as the UDP podcast, please take your time to do so.
Sure. Well, I'm Luminary Weekly, and I host a podcast weekly at 6 p. At I done messed that up at 9:30. Oh, every Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Four of us get together, a barcode, a crit chicken, and a Cajun, and we trash talk the gaming industry more often than not. So that's what we do. Mostly political. Oh yeah,
you'll fit right in. So
very nice. Yeah, Lumi and I go way back. Both him and I worked at a radio station, an internet radio station called Nordisil. Was it Nordisil Radio? That's been so long ago, dude. So long ago.
Yeah, back in the days when Morfar was still with us. Yeah.
So we, I know Lumi from way back. I know Cajun from way back. If you guys don't know Cajun, I think he is still. If not, he used to be one of our team members on the Pre-Patch podcast.
He's listed
Twitch team. So, yeah, good times on that. I'm glad to have you around, man. I know that we've been talking about it for a little while.
Fuck that, everybody just go.
Just hasn't lined up. What are you doing?
I'm pulling up the news so I can. I am pulling up the news so I can see it on my side. Leave me alone.
Here,
this is what we're paying for.
I'm gonna turn my eyes around. Hold on. Can it flip horizontal? There we go.
Wait, no. I just flipped you the other way. Go back. Flip yourself.
All right.
Just flip yourself around randomly in the middle of the fucking
I
podcast.
flipped you so you were facing the right way.
I love this. I love this idea. Here, I'll join. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
I will continue to look at the Twitch now playing bar.
And this is why you guys should come here live so that you can see all the glory that is our visual show.
Bullshit. I'm just gonna turn you off here. Now you're not even seeing Enigma. There you go. So now you're not even here.
Thanks, bud.
Anyway.
God damn you.
Well, welcome in again. Super happy to have you, Lumi. Filling in for Scruffy. Scruffy is in Maine eating all the lobster products that he possibly can.
Lobster.
I'm jealous, man.
Dude, all the lobster rolls, all the lobster pancakes, the lobster eggs, lobster sausage. Has he actually eaten just a regular lobster? Like, has he just had like a regular lobster?
No, that's
Funny
too plain.
thing is, I'm pretty sure he's allergic. So
that's too plain.
Is he allergic to? Oh.
No.
I would hope not. Did you see the fucking plate of lobster? I would hope not.
Yeah. But
if so, I hope he had a fucking EpiPen like within hand's reach.
Scruffy will be returning back next week. This actually coming up month, just for the podcast listeners and everybody, it's going to be kind of a wild month. We have quite a bit of people that are bouncing around. It is summertime, right, here in the States, so people are taking vacation. I know Bill, I think you're going to be bouncing here soon for vacation.
I will be out next week. So.
Yep. And then at the end of the month, I will be out as well. I'm going on vacation to Puerto Rico. So
Your
um,
time's out. You've already used up all your vacation.
and
Yeah,
was
I don't
that was sick
I don't
time.
understand, man.
That's not vacation time. That's not fair.
When do
Listen,
I get to go on
it's paid
vacation,
leave
bro?
regardless.
You don't. You don't
When
get
do
to go
I
on
get to go on vacation? Like for real, man.
Oh, well,
Covering for you, covering for Bill, covering
take
for
a vacation.
Scruffy.
I would be
I might
more
just
than
have to get
happy
the
to have you on
entire
vacation.
UDP broadcast over here, man. Just
Yeah.
like they can cover for all you assholes.
Okay.
There we go.
Well,
That's fine.
We got you.
go ahead. Take
Uh,
on the production side of it, please. And
I
then
have multiple times, sir. Thank you very much. You were sick.
Okay. Yeah, but you realized how hard it was. You see, nobody hears
Wasn't
after
that
the
bad.
show. Okay,
Wasn't
yeah.
that
Now
bad.
on the show, he's gonna say that, but after the show,
Nah,
he was
It was easy. You're complaining, bro.
whatever.
It really is rough. It's not an enjoyable time sometimes.
It is. It's got its quirks. So, but anyway, that's not why you're here. You're here to hear about gaming news, Twitch news, all of the insights and outs, and the pre-patch podcast. And again, this is episode number 88. We are doing this live. We do this live every single Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube as well as Twitch. Make sure you come and stop by and join us. If you can't make it, you can always find us on anchor.fm/pre-patch podcast. You can go to Spotify. You can go to your favorite iTunes app or podcast app and find us. We're all over the fucking web. YouTube Shorts, Twitter, TikTok, all of the stuff, man. Go find us. We're there, and you can listen to 87 other episodes of content. So, but we're gonna kick off the show with what we do every single time, which is talking about the platform news. And so, without hesitation, we are going to go and talk about what is going on with Twitch. And so Twitch has got some news coming on that is pretty cool. I don't know, Twitch right now has been in a little bit of a dumpster fire, right? It's been in this like death spiral for like the last I don't know, umpteen amount of months.
Month. Yeah. Like the last month it really started plummeting, but
yeah. I don't see. I think that they're going to continue to probably lose bigger streamers as Kick kind of plays the who can buy the most streamer game. I think they're also setting their sights on another target, which we'll talk about here in the Kick side of news. But it's going to continue to happen. You're going to continue to see it, right? Especially as non-exclusive deals are kind of going to be signed, right? Like, why would a streamer stay with a platform that is keeping them exclusive when they can go and do a non-exclusive deal, basically grab a bag of money and then still be able to stream on both? You see XQC's doing it. I think Amaranth has not streamed on both. I think she's stayed.
No, she's staying on Kick specifically right now, as of right now.
Yeah. But XQC, funny enough, we actually, Enigma and I were kind of curious and wanted to just see kind of what the trend was from him moving. He went over to Kick. Obviously, his numbers got cut. He's still pulling 40,000. Like this dude's not hurt up. Like no one's hard up on XQC for we should feel bad.
He just got 100 million. Like he's fine. He's fine for the next 2 years.
But his subscription numbers actually on Twitch were like a tenth of what they normally occur. So it's pretty interesting just to see. But that's not the news that's going on with Twitch. What is happening with Twitch is two kind of updates. One of which I'm kind of for both. Like I don't mind either one of these, but one of which is these new visibility stats into where your views are coming from. If you're familiar with any kind of social media tracking or data tracking or scraping of influencers or platforms, you're very, very familiar with where this is. If you're on the YouTube side, you can see this. But this is basically allowing you to be able to see where your views are coming from Twitch. Whether it's coming from outside Twitch, inside Twitch, search bars, where, all that kind of stuff. So we'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this. When does it matter? Plus, yes, no.
It's overdue. I'm pretty sure they always had the outside of Twitch feature, but I think it's just getting more specific. But now you're actually getting to see where people are finding you within the platform itself. So whether they're seeing you on the front page, whether they're coming in from a raid, whether they are like finding you in a directory, I think the more specifics from there is nice. And it helps at least give a little bit of rhyme to the reason of the enigma that is Twitch's lack of.
Don't be putting my name on. Like
you don't want.
I had nothing to do with this, sir.
Anymore?
I had nothing to do with this, sir.
But no, I do think the clarity is nice. I think any analytics that a platform can give you is going to be beneficial to the user. I'm just surprised it took this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those, like Twitch is one of those with, at least with analytics and like catching on to the industry, I like the industry norm for analytics and
Right.
viewing your back end, right? Your back end content and your back end analytic data, right? Like they've always been really slow with that. This really it surprises me simply for the fact that like it's good to have this analytic data, right? But like it's not useful at all other than
Because
the
there's
fact
no
that you can
algorithm.
there's no algorithm. There's
Well,
nothing, there's no discoverability, there's nothing to push content, there's nothing for you to push other than like hashtags, I guess. And like the little like, hey, I'm streaming on just chatting, and no backseat gaming and all that bull crap, right? Like there's nothing for people to type into Twitch to be able to find like a specific, it just makes no sense to me why. It's good to have, don't get me wrong, like it's nice to see that like 20% of our viewership is coming from outside of Twitch, or you know 10% of our views are coming from people that are subscribed, etc., 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 right? But like there's nothing to kind of hammer that home to, right? Like I don't understand, like maybe this is a push for them to go more in that direction of like making more of an effort for you to be more discoverability and everything like that on Twitch, but I don't know.
well,
I'm
I think
really
the big thing here is that it's not it's twofold system. So one, this is an ability for them to combat this idea that there is no well, in their eyes, to say there's no discoverability in Twitch. What I'll say is that this graph that they specifically clipped is very telling of that, but also very skewed, because they're saying that if you look at direct traffic and Twitter, right? So obviously direct traffic and followers are going to always be the highest. The next step down is going, oh, but look, like we on other page channels, we are showing that, like we are showing giving discoverability and that we're good at it, because we're actually higher than Twitter and higher than Google and higher
Yeah.
than Reddit. We're the other channel pages are the highest, the second highest. So they're trying to kind of combat that narrative. At the same time, this also gives them the ability to go into places that there are very specific streamers that both myself and Bill are kind of anti against, that are known for embedding said stream into
Yeah.
websites, which falsify views, inflate their numbers, and also cost Twitch money. So in the long run, that's a way for them to be able to say, okay, hold on one second, where is this coming from? Is this actually coming from other places, or is this coming from an directly from the site? So
Right. Damn embeds, man.
yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you've been playing or viewing the Diablo category.
You said, what's my view on it?
No,
Oh.
like the some of the people we're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's
super inflated. Yeah.
What's crazy is that they had that crackdown on it, but it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything to stop
Yeah,
it.
jack shit.
It didn't do anything to stop it. And it's still a rampant issue. So
Now, do you think that maybe this implementation is to crack down further on that, or
no? I don't think they give a shit.
you don't think so?
I think it's
I mean,
a way
it
for
costs
them
them. That's the biggest thing, is like it costs them in like the views and everything like that, the bandwidth for like the actual views. That's
The
still
only way it's
costing
actually
them.
going to do anything is if advertisers realize that they're being scammazed. That would be the only thing that would force Twitch's hand on this, because they don't care, because it still counts as traffic to their site, whether it's an embed that somebody's paying attention to or not. It's the same thing with Facebook. As long as they have that embed in somebody's timeline that's pumping a view to that person, they can use that for their analytics. They can use that for their stockholder calls, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but
it's still positive data.
The issue there, though, is the double side of that is that so can the said streamer, and that's what they do. So they'll use that site and say, hey, I'm getting this amount of views from the embed, and so your advertisement is showing on my site with this amount of views. So Twitch is also, do I think Twitch necessarily cares that much about it? No, but I think that when it comes down to contract splits, when it comes down to bigger discussions around partnerships and payment and stuff like that, like I think they will in turn care, but I think that that's a bigger point of this. It's not for them to let us be able to see this stuff. They want to, like, not that they can't see it, but they want to be able to know that let us know that they are looking at it. Like that's
Right.
my conspiracy theory kind of behind what this is. So
And to be fair, I think this has always been something that Twitch has had. Like, obvious, it would be stupid to think that Twitch and Twitch analytics, like, they didn't have this information on their back end. This is just something that they're pushing public now.
Cecilia, we will
True.
not comment on the truth or denial of whether that comment is true or false about what streamer we are talking about regarding the embed. Lumi, what your thoughts? Any thoughts on this? Good, bad, and
Well,
different?
I'm still new. I remember looking at that when I first started doing this and thinking that the display was crap and didn't really give me any qualified information on top of not actually having any traffic. So, looking at it now, it's actually a bit more interesting. So, I'm still forming an opinion on it right now, and more information will certainly allow me to make better decisions moving forward. But I think this is more of a justification to whatever Twitch is going to tell us. We're doing this because this. You can see for yourself. Look, there's graphs. So
Right.
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I will say that giving people more insight into their data is always good, right? Letting people see where their stuff's coming, that's always good. And what I hope this does is tells people to diversify outside of Twitch. I really kind of hope that this is something to say, hey, look, like diversify your content outward, because if it's only coming from your followers, like you have the ability to get it from YouTube, from TikTok, from wherever else, like diversify. But we'll see if people actually listen and pay attention to that one. So
I think that's a big thing for a lot of content creators. Just diversify into other, like, don't put all your chips into one basket, essentially.
Exactly.
Like we've been pushing that kind of, at least I've been pushing that for a very long time when it comes down to, like, especially with people on YouTube that were complaining that, like, they were getting demonetized over, like, violence videos, and it was literally just like a video game, and they were getting demonetized because of a video game.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That always cracks
Well,
me up,
we're
man.
going to talk about the YouTube side of things here shortly as well. But the other
For sure.
side that happened, and this didn't have like a real article or news article that came out. It just kind of slowly happened in transition, and people I don't think really realized it, but I did. Is that if you notice now on Twitch, you're no longer going to get like ads 1 of 2 or 2 of 2 or 3 of 2. You're going to get basically all your ads bulked together into one time frame. So whether it's 1 ad, 7 ads, 16 ads, it's just going to say it's going to say it's going to say 112 seconds worth of ads or whatever else.
It's
so
ridiculous, dude.
Don't know why that matters. I don't know why
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. It's just it's another way
of saying,
for
hey,
Twitch
you're
to
gonna miss
be,
a key moment
yeah,
at the start of the stream.
It's just another way for Twitch to tell you to piss off, essentially. It's ridiculous.
But it's now there. So your ads are now
I'm-
going to be 120
I'm
seconds.
I'm
or 12 seconds.
hoping that at some point down the road, Twitch finally pulls their head out of their ass and is like, hey, this whole us pushing advertisements on people that don't want advertisements, we need to stop that because it's actually harming our entire ecosystem. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I wish, like, if I was Aladdin and I had one last wish, it would be for Twitch to pull their fucking heads out of their asses.
I mean, I
That'd be
understand.
great.
Like one of the things that I do agree with that, some people on Twitter were talking about was that, Twitch is legitimate. It is a business. It does have to make like it has to make money. And I'm not saying again to feel sorry for a multi-billion-dollar industry or multi-billion-dollar company. What I am just saying is that there is a point where a company has to make money through their program, right? And so I don't have an issue with ads.
My only counterpoint to that is, like, yeah, they are a company. They do need to make their money. Like, they paying the AWS service tickets is probably not at all cheap, right? But the fact that they've pushed more down this road of, like, pushing for advertisements, they've pushed to take away your autonomy when it comes to obtaining sponsorships, or they tried to, at least, right? It didn't work out for them in the long run, but they tried to, and I mark
It's
my
gonna
words
come
right here.
back.
I'm sure it'll come back. Yeah, 100%. It'll just be rehashed and rewritten in a way that it doesn't sound as asinine as that last one did. But also the fact that they're taking 50-50 subsplits, like, you can't tell me that they're not making money hand over fist through all three of those, right? Like, there's no fucking way that they're hurting for money unless Twitch literally is hemorrhaging money left and right, which I can understand, and I wouldn't doubt, but
Yeah. Are they still are they still going to war against like ad blockers and stuff like that?
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that was an
I
issue.
don't think that they've been like fighting it as much recently, but yeah, they still occasionally bring out like an
Gotcha.
update for
I mean,
their ad
they
blocking
still have
software or
Twitch Turbo.
whatever.
Like they still push Twitch Turbo.
Yeah, they still push it. It's just they're not fighting ad blockers as hard as they were like 6
'Cause I
months
know
ago. Like
YouTube did the same
6
thing
months
recently,
ago,
but they've
yeah,
laxed off too.
6 months ago, it was literally like every week there was another update coming out for ad blockers, right? And you'd have to, spoilers, I use an ad blocker. Fuck your advertisements. I'm sorry if you don't like that. I don't like ads. Make it easier for me to get rid of the ads. I like YouTube's ability to skip them. Make it like that if you want me to. But yeah, it was literally like every week, sometimes multiple times a week, that they were updating their ad blocker backend code. So like, it's good on them for having coders that could do it, but you're never gonna win against the public of coders that are just like, oh yeah, that's cute. Here, 5 minutes later, it's back to what it was.
Well, what I don't
Lumi knows what I'm talking about when it comes to that.
Oh yeah.
what I don't understand either is just why not have they were toying around with this ability of having it where your ads would go up to the top right hand side of the screen and take up a section. Like just do that. Like don't
I don't understand.
like
I honestly don't understand why they can't do banner ads.
I don't
Like
know.
I get that
mean,
it's not.
they
I get
could.
that it's not as it's not as profitable to have banner ads. It's more profitable to have like actual like full length video advertisements. But like, I would be fine with banner ads as long as they weren't like gigantic banners that just completely cut off the entirety of your viewing experience. So like if it was just like a tiny little banner ad down at the bottom, like the middle of the screen, right?
What's
I'd be completely fine with
crazy
that.
is that there's the ability, like even inside of OBS, it's easily done, which I know means that they can do it on their platform side. Is that they literally can have it where your video would shrink up, and then an ad would come at the bottom of the bar, and it would just, again, it's not taking up the entire screen or whatever, and it's just there, so I mean, watch both. And honestly, from an advertiser standpoint, that's what I want. I want an ad to be as seamless that it's just basically being imprinted into my brain without me being knowing
well,
it.
And the thing you got to remember is like, at least on for me, and I'm not sure if it's the same for the majority and you guys as well, but it's like, if I'm watching a Twitch live stream, right, and I'm enjoying the content, and I'm in the middle of a conversation with the streamer, because that's the best part about live streaming, is you can have live conversations, one-on-one conversations with people, and a fucking 170 seconds worth of ads pops up right in the middle of that conversation. I'm more pissed off at the advertiser on Twitch than I am at anything.
Oh yeah.
Why would I want to go and purchase whatever you just peddled to me for 172 seconds when like,
I would love to be able to find out what the actual view data is, like the average view time of those are, because I guarantee that like actual eyeballs on stream
I guarantee you they
nothing.
pop off. Yeah, I guarantee, like, there is data out there that states that like 9 times out of 10, and it's probably less or more. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to pull up the actual data, but I've read in the past that like it's been seen that like advertisements push people away. Like if you get that kind of an advertisement, usually people just stop watching whatever they were watching and go and watch something else.
Yeah, go to the bathroom, whatever else. So anyway, well, while we're on the topic of ads, let's just roll into the good old YouTube and the annual adpocalypse that's going on. So
are they having another one?
Well,
it's about to start, maybe.
goody.
We'll see how it goes.
So
and so the new adpocalypse, you'll see all those people that left for YouTube moving back to Twitch.
So the good old Wall Street Journal, they are they're the ones that kind of broke this news. And if you're unfamiliar with the Wall Street Journal, I don't know how, but if you're, they are also very, very known. Like they're the ones that kicked off this last time. They always investigate Google. Them and Google are kind of always at war. They don't really like each other. But anyway, they basically showed that Google in itself violated its ad or its TOS with like 80% of their ads that they ran, making it basically this is on third-party sites. Let me just make sure it's known. It's so on third-party like promise standards, and they basically are Google is disputing the claim. Essentially, yeah, want to read more? Okay, well, I'll keep this here, and I'll pull up the Dextaro one so I can go through the details.
Got subscribed for it, bro.
Yeah, I'm not subscribing to the Wall Street Journal. Fuck that. Basically, the feature is basically dubbed playables according to the email, and they'd be accessible via the app and website itself. However, wait, no, sorry, I'm looking at the games one. Hold on, where is the one about the ads?
What are you talking
Reading
about?
the wrong one. Give me a second. Dextaro is not helping me here. There we go. Here's the one I wanted. So basically what they're saying is that according to the report of the Wall Street Journal, Google has supposedly violated its own terms and service. A study from Adlytics claimed that 80% of the time Google's own video ads fail to meet their own standards. Adlytics is a firm that analyzes online ads, published the recent study. The research outlined how Google had been placing video ads on sites that do not meet their own standards for monetization among violations. The data has reportedly already led to a number of ad buyers demanding refunds for the clients who purchased Google ads. And it's saying that the total amount that this could equate to is 4.5 billion in let's see, asking for, hold on, ads make up a considerable segment of Google's revenue. This just says that in 2022, search ads alone made up $162.45 billion of their $279.81 billion. So,
Wow.
I mean, either way, here's what I'll say.
Over half of their money was coming from advertisement revenue.
True, but this is
That's
specifically
crazy.
talking about their YouTube advertisement ads. The number I saw was like around, like I said, 4.5 or something of that nature. It's a drop in the bucket. Like they'll kick that and be like, okay, fine, whatever. With this, some of the brands that are involved in this is Disney Plus, Samsung, Johnson & Johnson, and others. According to the Adlytics, it also includes various government agencies such as the U.S. Army, Social Security Administration, and Medicare, and more. So, not small companies that are kind of in line here. But Bill, you lived through the first ad apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
You gonna make it through the second one?
Bother me. We'll see how it goes. Now that it actually is something that genuinely affects me, and we'll see exactly how things end up lining up.
Lumi, anybody got any thoughts on this? What are your...
I was saying before the show, I have lots of problems with this article, and like I see the Wall Street Journal was also talking stuff. I didn't subscribe to it either. I just know that it exists, that report exists, but nothing else is out there. And so I have a lot of questions about the actual validity of this particular article and the things surrounding it. However, it does say that Google has been saying we're working hard to do all the things, and that's just the story of Google and YouTube and everything, right? They're doing the best. They've got millions of users, and they can't exactly wrangle them all, so they try to put an algorithm in front of it. So, yeah, I mean, I can see where this is a problem, and people are taking advantage of the system, and they're squashing it as fast as they can. But I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me that this report came out.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. The last adpocalypse started for a completely different reason, which was we won't get into because it was political in nature. But I'm interested to see what this one does, because this honestly might actually help creators if this one goes through, because this is against Google. This isn't against creators on this one.
Right.
So I'm curious to see if this will be an adpocalypse or like an ad revolution.
Ad renaissance.
I'm coining that right now. I said it first. If it catches on.
Adissance.
Ad rap.
We'll see though. We will see though. I'm curious to see like the back end side of things and see just how much this affects Google, because if you take into consideration how much it actually can like affects their bottom line, will determine how strong of a response you get from Google.
I don't
right?
think Google's
like the
gonna care.
reason. I mean, I don't know. The reason why we had such a bad adpocalypse on the last one was because it hit Google's bottom line heavily.
Yeah, but that was a lot wider of a ad hit than what this is. I mean, this is specifically targeted at,
for now. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean the violation that WSJ is saying is specifically at YouTube and specifically at third-party applications. Like it's a very, very narrowed down kind of thing. Before what got them in a lot of trouble was the fact of like skippable ads. Like they were basically saying, hey, you're going to pay full price, so people are going to have to skip your ad, right? Or we're going to embed your ad in a video that is,
Well,
that is
no,
skippable
but
too. Like,
but before in the last adpocalypse, it was all about content. It was about advertisers didn't want their advertisements being advertised on
no, I know,
specific
I
content,
mean, I know
right?
that, but also part of that was the skippable portion where Google was basically charging full price for an ad that could be skipped, um, which was a problem.
Right.
Like that was also a very big issue.
Do you think this will cut down on the Mr. Beast ad scams and stuff that pop up on like the
mm,
banners of channels and stuff, or do you think this is completely unrelated to
I
that?
think I don't think you'll see a cut down on that. What I do think you're going to probably see a strike down on is a lot of these ads for just like I don't know if you've seen them lately, but a lot of like the Timu ads are like these like really bogus bullshit scam sites that are showing up that are showing within a video that are directly
Right.
targeted at kids. I think you're going to see a big crackdown on that.
That was the first adpocalypse too. Like, well, this is the third adpocalypse technically. The first adpocalypse was because of YouTube content being pushed to kids that wasn't necessarily child friendly as well. So
Well, this stuff
yeah,
this one's not. I'm seeing I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I'm seeing a lot more of. It's not child friendly. It's just like go
yeah,
on and for $1 you can get a PlayStation 5, and it's
for
like
sure. Yeah,
what the fuck, man. Um,
it's like
so
the Alibaba Express bullshit.
oh yeah, it's even worse than that. Like the AI generated voice that is there is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's so bad. But anyway, yeah, so that's one of the things that's going on with YouTube. The other one that is happening with YouTube is the playable games. Their report is that they're it's coming from Dextaro, by the way, and from what is it, gamedeveloper.com. Basically are stating and talking about how they are experimenting with allowing instant games within YouTube. So if you've seen this before, or you've seen this before, Discord has it. A lot of sites have this where you can basically kind of play games right inside of their browser.
Yeah.
HTML games have been around forever. Like this is not something new. It's just something new
Right.
coming to Google.
Well,
So,
are these HTML games or are these actual games? That like because
from
the way that I was thinking was like they were going to be repurposing Google Stadia.
I
So
think
if it's just
that's the end.
HTML5 games, then
I think that's the end all be all trial for this. Is there
yeah,
because they spent a shit ton of money on Stadia.
it makes sense.
Fucking
Yeah,
metrics
it 100% makes sense. Like they too the fact the fact that they canceled Stadia was no surprise to literally anyone. If you were surprised that Google Stadia got canceled, I got a boat that I need to sell you because like
You could buy a PlayStation
that
5 for
shit
$1.
that shit was slotted for cancellation the minute it got announced. Like, let's be real here. So yeah, them putting that much like development time and R&D time into Stadia, they 100% need to recoup that price, right?
I mean, I think it's a good way of bolstering
It is
features. I mean,
100%. I'm not saying it's a bad thing,
oh no.
but
I don't think it's going to start off with that. Like it's going to start with like
yeah,
these arcade games. Brick Breakers is talked out. Breakout is talked out. I think you'll see some HTML5 games, but if I could go in and
are we going back to the days of Newgrounds and shit?
hey man, I miss those days, dude.
Those are great days, man.
I was a mini clip guy myself.
Yeah, let me go to Neopets. Let me go get down on some Neopets.
Oh man, Neopets.
Yep.
What was that one? Adventure Quest, I think was the one that.
Yeah.
The turn-based strategy Adventure Quest. Oh, I love that shit.
Club Penguin, dude. That was come on, man.
My big thing with this is if they are planning on repurposing Stadia and stuff, it makes sense why Google was one of the last ones, and I don't think they ever did accept the Microsoft deal with the Xbox Xbox and Blizzard Activision stuff. They were one of the biggest pushbacks against that deal on a cloud-based network. So if they're going to be repurposing Stadia and potentially using YouTube as a platform to push some sort of gaming subscription model, it makes sense.
I think that it's going to be interesting, at least in the space that I've been exploring in my own time, because the moment you start talking WebAssembly, that's when the game changes. That's when you have access to hardware with like JavaScript being compiled down into an assembly code. that your browser can interpret. So that changes the game. And this also means you have access to 3D render functions on your graphics card if it exists. Now, if it's a straight streaming service like Stadia was trying to do where they were remote rendering and sending it on, like, yeah, no, that was just never going to work. I've seen so many services, being as old as I am, just fail
Yeah.
because latency is the killer. But if they're going to shoot games to your local, I mean, because at that point they could just spec whatever device it is, or if it's your PC, use your PC's hardware to whatever it is you need to do. Instant game, you get the little packet, it does everything in JavaScript, transpiles it over, and all of a sudden you're playing whatever it may be. So it really
See,
just depends.
I still think you're going to have an issue with that though, if that's the case, because like you're still going to run into the same issue that you had with like streaming the games over Stadia, right? Like people don't have, if you didn't have enough internet connection to stream it, like you're still going to have that same issue of downloading the actual original files to be able to load those, right? It's not going to be as bad as it was, but it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I know Netflix is still trying to pilot that, and
I completely forgot Netflix was still trying to
oh
do
yeah, no.
games.
Well, they're doing it also with like branded content from themselves,
Yeah.
like the Stranger Things
Yeah.
video game. Like, okay, well,
I
maybe.
completely forgot about that, man. That's oh my
I think the world
God.
forgot about it. I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
anybody.
I mean, it's just like Stadia. Kind of the world forgot about Stadia too, and that's why it got canceled. but-
I just said that, and everybody was like, Millie Bobby Brown.
It's good times. Yeah. No, I mean, if it does come to fruition, it just makes sense. Like there's no way that they're gonna have that back end architecture and not use it in some way, shape, or form, right? Like that would just be stupid of them just to completely forget
Well,
about Stadia.
I think it'd be brilliant for them to offer it kind of, Amazon has their Amazon Prime with Twitch Prime and all this other kind of crap, right? Like think about like if I'm able to have a membership and be like, hey, like for subbing to Bill, I get to have access to be able to play this game or whatever
100%,
else.
yeah.
Like I think that's a
I
really
mean,
dope feature.
Prime has those games available through Prime, which is obviously you're not streaming it, but you're still down. They have the ability to, and they're not like out there games. Some of them are name brand games. We were just barely talking about this, I think last week or the week before that, though. Like if they could do that and lump that in with like a YouTube Prime or a YouTube Red or whatever you want to call it, right? Like a YouTube streaming, and then have that integrated with live streaming to where you got free subscriptions or whatever they call it. What do they call it on YouTube? Is it memberships?
Yeah,
Like it's
memberships,
memberships. Yeah. Like free memberships to one free membership a month to your favorite streamer. Like
that needs to happen.
They have to have that. Like it needs to be it needs to be a thing to contend with Twitch and Twitch Prime. Granted, again, Twitch Prime has its own issues, but definitely, I mean, they have to have something in
question about
comparison.
Twitch Prime. Do you think Twitch Prime would actually it would be substantial if it wasn't for it being attached to Amazon Prime? Like, do you think people would actually pay for Twitch Prime on its own?
I mean, that's the idea that Amazon is wanting. They're wanting to have Twitch Prime be an incentive for people to get Amazon Prime, because that's the whole point of Twitch.
I had Twitch Prime before Amazon Prime. Yeah,
as one of the
Amazon Prime.
As one of the largest distributors of merchandise on the planet, it would be awesome for them to craft a Twitch box to be sent out to all Prime members, at which point it might be worth it, depending on how much of a nerd you are.
Yeah.
So almost like Loot Crate.
Loot boxes or whatever, yeah.
I'm always intrigued by the thought that like everyone's like, oh, Twitch Prime, but like if it wasn't for Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime I don't think would even be viable, even with the game offerings. I don't think it'd be viable.
I don't think it would be necessarily, but like I do find Twitch Prime to be an extremely nice thing to have.
Right.
I think that they need to
for Twitch.
I think that they need to. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think that they need to rework it again. And what's their other one? Twitch Turbo. I think is what it's called. Yeah. There is no fucking reason why they should have pulled Twitch Turbo from Prime. Like they split those two up to give you the ability to purchase Twitch Turbo to basically skip the ads and everything like that. But they stripped that out of Prime. So
I mean, in my mind, I think they should give it
kind of like hamstrung Prime.
I think they should give Turbo. I think they should take Prime away from Amazon Prime and put that into. I know. It's saying that we're going to give them more money, but like. You want to make Twitch Turbo more like popular?
100%. Yeah.
Put Prime.
That's what I was just saying. Is like they should have never stripped that from Prime. Like and if they were going to strip that from Prime, then they should have stripped the better parts of Prime away and put them in Turbo. Because right
Yeah.
now, legitimately, the only reason why you would purchase Twitch Turbo would be to skip advertisements on Twitch, which is a requirement nowadays with 170 fucking 2-second ad breaks.
Yep.
But like, I don't know.
Well, there you
Just
go.
my opinion. Yeah.
So that is the Twitch and YouTube news. On the Kick side, again, we don't have really any articles, but we do have some thoughts about what may be coming down the pipeline here, which would be that Kick is announced that they are signing more talent. Essentially, it's no shocker, right? Like more talent is going to get signed. Obviously, if you were listening, I think last week we talked about it, but Doc, tweeted out about 50 mil.
I don't think we talked about it last week. I think he did it after the actual after our,
Okay.
our
Well, if we didn't talk about it on the show last week, Dr. Disrespect, still, we don't know why he was banned on Twitch. Obviously went over to YouTube.
We'll never know.
He's
we'll
trying
never know why he was banned on Twitch.
He's trying to get the bag. He basically tweeted at Kick saying, "Hey, 50 million is my number." Ever since then.
Oh wait, we did talk about this because I said that he undervalued himself. I think.
I thought we did.
He actually went, because he got a lot of statements with that same sentiment, and he actually went on record on his stream the day after he tweeted that out, saying that 50,000 is like
50 million.
or 50 million is reasonable for him because, one, he only streams 3 days a week. Two, he's got a potentially billion-dollar industry that he's trying to build with his gaming company.
Potentially.
Potentially, yeah, that's the big word. NFTs are
his
still,
NFT bullshit.
yeah, but he said that 50 million seemed reasonable for the amount that he would be able, amount of time he would be able to invest in that kind of thing, since he is stretched thin.
I don't know, man.
I
mean, I'm glad that he feels that that's value enough for him, but like, I get where he's coming from, where he's talking about the fact that like he doesn't stream as much as XQC, but I'm not looking at the quantity, I'm looking at the quality. XQC's quality is trash. His quantity is grade A.
I mean, yes.
Unfortunately, in this day and age, quantity tends to beat quality for a lot of streaming sites.
Very true.
But so anyway, to further that, the CEO and owner, Eddie of Stake and of Kick, went on record and said, "Yeah, I'm in talks with his people, right? Like I'm in talks with his people." They also just signed the Dan Dangler, which is another female content creator along the lines of Amaranth. And then Destiny was just signed as well.
They're just front loading that toxicity, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, it's what's popular right now.
Holy shit!
So,
Destiny as well. They already have Aiden Ross. What more do you want?
yeah, they signed a non-exclusive deal with Destiny. So
Jesus.
Then said that there's still more to come. So again, I wouldn't be surprised. I think you'll probably see Ninja go, right. I really wouldn't be surprised if dude, Ninja can't make money on
Looking
Twitch
for that paycheck. Yeah.
So why would he care? Like he's still not partnered on Twitch. They're not going to partner him back. He's adamant about basically multi-streaming. He doesn't really care about the Twitch landscape. So,
I don't know, man. I think Ninja's kind of had his heyday. I don't think he's
if you don't think that he is out there petitioning to get paid, like,
I'm not saying that he's not.
Sure.
I'm saying that I don't think that he's like got that marketability anymore, but
they don't care. They'll buy him. They'll pay for him. Why wouldn't they?
I guess. I mean,
the other crazy thing is that the number, which this number, it's a very big number, but at the same time, I want to put in context to our listeners. 10 million users in 7 months for Kick, 10 million users for Twitch. It took 5 years. I don't think it's fair to compare those two, but that is a number, that is a report that's out there that's showing it, and people are flaunting it, and Kick is flaunting it, obviously, because you're coming in like Twitch. If you take it back to the days of Justin TV, this was like the introduction of live streaming, right? This was like when live streaming wasn't a thing. This was when it was still very, very new.
That's what I was about to put forward. Is like, sure, 10 million, like the obtaining that many viewers in such a short time is it's an impressive feat. Like I'm not taking that away from Kick, but to be like, oh well, we grew faster than you did, Twitch. That's because Twitch, back when Twitch started, streaming was not popular. Like
It also
nobody
wasn't
knew
even
about
doable.
it.
Like most people couldn't
Yeah,
do it. I mean,
nobody knew about it. Nobody was watching Twitch for the longest time, or Justin TV back in the day, right? Like nobody was watching it. Streaming wasn't popular. Watching people play games was a people looked like you were fucked in the head if
well, I
you
mean,
if you
people
went and
still
told
look
them
at you like you're fucked in the head.
It's very true. It's very true. People looked at you like that when you were like, oh yeah, I spent like 5 hours last night watching some random dude play video games. They'd look at you like, are you okay, bro? Like you okay? You need to talk to somebody, bro?
Right.
Like, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's an impressive feat, and I'm not taking it away from them, but like to flaunt that and be like, we're better than you because we did that. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one thing that, like, honestly, that's one thing that I hate about Kick. I hate a lot of things about Kick. Don't get me wrong. Hearing that they just signed Destiny makes me hate them even more. That's one thing that I have never liked about Kick is like they continuously, it's always those like, they remind me of like a vulture, right? Like their entire company culture is very vulture-esque. Like they swoop in as soon as Twitch does something bad, and it's like they're the first person in their fucking comment section. Like, it kicks over here, guys. By the way, fucking Twitch did something stupid.
The
Come over here,
marketability, man.
you know,
I mean,
it is marketability, 100%. But to me, it makes you look terrible.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's the world that we live in today. Now it's just that that's what grabs headlines.
I mean,
that's what's popular.
I'll give it to Kick as well. Like whoever they got on their social media team, dude deserves a fucking raise, man. Like he's on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've said this before. Like one of the other creators was talking about how I think it was it was Ninja was talking about how Kick it was Soda. Soda Poppin was saying how Kick reminds them of Mixer. Like they were just like this just reminds me very much of Mixer. They make a big splash, they buy
make
it,
a huge splash, buy some people, make a name for themselves. Yeah.
Right, but the sustainability still necessarily
it's not there.
Isn't there? So
I've said that for a long time. I've said that from the start of Kick. That there's just I get that they're backing. They have a backing of Stake, and Stake has billions and billions and billions of dollars, right? But like, and you and I have talked about this a couple different times. And at a certain point, that company has to be profitable, right? Like there's no way that you can continuously just go for years and years and years and not make a profit.
It just depends if they look at it as a marketing spend, because marketing doesn't have to be profitable. Marketing just has to be eyeballs on screen. That's the if Stake looks at Kick as a marketing play, then it never has to make it doesn't have to make $1 ever. Like and on top of that, it's a tax write-off, because they can just basically say, well, this is marketing. Because it is like, though they don't advertise Stake across their platform, and this was a big controversy that we talked about last week with like Pokimane and Hassan and all these streamers kind of going up in arms. Like, though they don't advertise Stake, anywhere on the site, Slots is their number one.
We were looking at it the other day when we were looking at XQC, when we were checking out what's going on with XQC. Like you go onto their give me a second. Let me go to Kick right now. Right? If I go to Kick right now, in their top lives right now, their top live is Aiden Ross. He's got 60,000 people watching him. Just Chatting, he's got 225 people watching him. And then Slots.
Right.
2,933 people watching it. Right? Next over, Just Chatting, it's a picture of feet. I don't know why.
Well, so technically that's Los Polos TV, and he normally does Slots, but he's watching 90 Day Fiancé.
Slots, another Slots, Just Chatting with Nick White. I don't know what that's all about. You turn to the next one and it's just chatting. So like in the top portion of their board, right? They constantly have slot machines. No matter how many viewers. I think that at one point we were looking at them, and like I was looking at the top streamers on the site, and there was plenty of other people that could have been featured there, but they always have at least 2 to 3 slots going on in the top like featured streams. So I don't know, man. Like you can say that they're not advertising for Stake, but they 100. Let me check this out, because this guy, I'm willing to bet No, so he is not sponsored by Stake, which is very
Who?
impressive to
You
me.
talking about Exposed?
The Exposed, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Is he? Because he
Yeah.
doesn't have anything in his.
He may not have anything in it down below, but he is sponsored by Stake.
Okay, so yeah,
I mean, it's so yeah. So they don't advertise. What I'm saying is they don't put up a banner that says stake.com, plastered what I mean, it is like, it is they will always be viewable. Like they will always make sure that is, first and foremost. So I just think that they're going to send it as a marketing spend. So they don't care if it's ever profitable. That's the only reason I say that.
yeah. Now, what do you guys
there.
think, Lumi, Bill?
Go ahead, Lumi.
Sure. I did look at Kick and following a lot of the things that are going on with that platform. I am. This is just personal opinions here.
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I, I,
all
I,
of what we say is personal opinion.
oh,
You know,
good.
you gotta...
Oh no, the large $10,000 pool streamer is no longer on the platform. And if you really think about it, like, okay, so a lot of folks know Twitch as a mainstay. I mean, we've been messing around with this for how long, Enigma?
Yeah,
like 10,
long
12
time.
years,
right?
2012, 2013, somewhere around there.
right? So we
Actually,
were
probably
there at
even
the
before
beginning.
that. Yeah.
So if you really think about it, all of the large traffic streamers moving off of here, only a portion of that's actually going to go over there. And you can probably see that in the numbers right now. And the streamers don't care, as you pointed out, because, well, they're getting a check. Why do
get
they
the money.
care? That's right. So that's also presents opportunity for the the user base to actually spread out and start exploring other avenues and finding other things. There was also something similar when YouTube was just like, "Hey, did you know that you can stream here?" And then there was this like giant evacuation of streamers going to YouTube thinking that they can make it better there. And while that's all well and good, it also did some other things. It also reshuffled who you're going to see on Twitch. And because Twitch is established and that's where people have their money, you're going to find that it's going to be really hard to kill it. And this is also on top of they might have stake.com backing Kick. We've got amazon.com backing Twitch. So it's really just fluff news as far as I'm concerned.
Not only that, but you also have stake.com backing Twitch because they purchased their streaming service off of Twitch. So.
That's hilarious.
The one thing that I'll say about the Twitch and Kick thing is that for the longest time we have all said, I really wish that Twitch would start an after dark fucking section or site, and that would be where all of these streamers go because, we don't want them on our gaming platform. And now you see Kick and it's that's what this is. Kick is Twitch after dark. Kick is the channel that you can go and watch, people in very, very little clothing or doing like all of the things that, you don't want on your clean cut Twitch site. So, it like, I don't condemn anybody for streaming on Twitch or Twitch streaming on Kick.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, stream where you want. I will say that like people that I think that go over there thinking that discoverability is just going to be like, it's going to be instant for them.
Yeah.
Like numbers are there. They also are inflated. But I will say that like, if you are a smaller streamer and you go over to, let's just say like, if I'm looking at Kick right now and I'm looking at Diablo 4, like that, I'm just going to look at Diablo 4 as kind of a mainstay, or even let's just say Call of Duty. Right now there's 12,000 people watching Call of Duty Warzone, right? I don't know how many people are on Twitch, but if I still scroll through, like people are saying like, oh, like the discoverability is so much better. I still have to scroll and scroll and scroll through Kick.
Yeah.
Like you're still getting, million, hundreds of thousands of people that are still zero viewers, one viewer, right? So just keep in mind that just because you go to a new platform doesn't mean that it's going to be the heyday that you think that it is. Like, not saying there's anything wrong with Kick, as far as if you want to go over there and stream over there, go over there and stream over there. But just a lot of people think that it's just going to be like the holy grail, and it's it's another platform. Like, what are you going to do with it, right? Are you just going to be another nameless face over there, or what? So, be mindful of it. So that is Kick. Well, this is now the end of the platform news, and we go into what we've been playing. And Enigma, I'm going to have you kick it off, actually, as you've been playing a new game.
It off.
Kick it off. Yeah, kick it off. What is this? So first off, what is this? It's called Death Must Die. Is that the name of the game?
Yeah, so Death Must Die. It's a game that I found on the Steam, whatever it was, the Next Fest, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Where it's like the demos and all that stuff.
Yeah,
This
Next
is
Fest.
this was one of the more popular ones that was on the Next Fest. I was interested in it because it looked really. I honestly thought that it was going to be a Diablo contender, or not contender, but like replacement, just to be able to like have something else to kind of play while I wasn't playing Diablo 4. But
How dare you, sir.
I'm genuinely impressed with it. So this is a top-down isometric. I kind of touted it as like Diablo meets Hades meets Vampire Survivors, right? And the reason why I say that is because it has kind of a Diablo feel whenever you're in the actual levels. So you're kind of moving around. It's the WASD movement. It doesn't have the Vampire Survivor feel to it, where like you're not necessarily the one that's like doing the abilities or sending the abilities out. You actually have to click where you want your abilities to go. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's how Vampire Survivors was. Yes, like it just
yeah.
kind of picked a direction.
It's based on where your mouse, your cursor is. So it's not based.
But
you don't click it.
But yeah, that's what I was going to say. But it clicked. It did the attacks for you. This one is
Yeah, it's
not like
auto.
that. This one you actually are the one doing the attacks. So you can kind of choose your timing, choose where you want things to go, etc., etc. The reason why I say Vampire Survivors is as you're seeing right here, they have the different like modifiers and the different abilities.
Yeah.
I think with that one that I just picked, I picked an extra attack. So I, instead of one fireball, I have two fireballs, right? And then the other reason why I say Hades is because the movements and like the dodging, that you actually have like a dodge and a dash, and you have like modifiers for the dodge and the dash. But also at the same time, as you saw it right there, Crom, the god of conquest, comes in, and he's the one offering you powers, which that's where I kind of got the Hades from, right? You meet a ton of different gods. You meet Crom, you meet I can't remember the other one. I think it was Hestia or Hesperus or something like that. Asbesticide or whatever.
Pesticide.
Sounds like something I need to get removed from my ceiling.
Pretty much, yeah. You
Make sure
meet
you check your
the
walls for
goddess,
pesticide.
the daughter of the god of death. I think her name was Crom, or not Crom. I can't remember her name. But yeah, you get boons from different gods and everything like that. They only had one level, which I was kind of a little disappointed in, because the level was hard, but it wasn't challenging, right? Like after like 2 or 3 runs, I was able to beat it with pretty decent regularity, right? And I'm personally impressed with it, considering the fact that I don't really play a ton of like Vampire Survivor-esque games. That's
Yeah, I
more
was
kind
actually
of
kind
your
of shocked.
wheelhouse.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that you were playing this. Like, this just doesn't seem like you're fancy at all.
No, it's really good, man. Like I said, like when I was playing it, I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, dude, Sin's gonna love this. Like it's right up his alley. He loves Diablo. He loves Vampire Survivors, and he absolutely fucking loves Hades, right?
Yeah.
So like that kind of a combination is great. I will say, it has necromancy, and it's good. The necromancy is actually decent. It's not Diablo 4 necromancy. I can tell you that for a goddamn fact, right? It's the more amount, like the more things that you kill, after a certain point, you like killing. I think it's like 10 kills, and you spawn a skeleton of your own, and then they have a time limit, and you can get like modifiers given to you from that daughter of death to extend the time limit. One of my runs, I think I had like 45 to 50 seconds worth of summons, and I was playing this character, and I had attack speed going, I had damage area amplification, I had, I think, projectile speed. And then there's the necromancy right there, and you can see I was excited. I was like, "Oh, it is! It's right there!" Right. But like that run was extremely fun for me, because like I had a shit ton of summons, right? Like I think at any given time I had like 20 or 30 summons on the screen after like a full like clump or whatever you want to call it, a full mob of enemies, right? And they lasted for an extremely long time. The, the only thing that I can complain about is the fact that like your summons look very very similar to the enemies. So like I'd be moving back and then I'd be wasting time trying to shoot my own
Panic.
skeletons. Yeah. So it's good, man. Like
And
it's
not
free right
out,
now.
yeah,
You can check it out.
it's a demo, right? It's
It's a
not full
demo right
release.
now. It's not out right now. No, I don't think they have a release date. It's being developed by 3 guys. Basically they say, hey, we're 3 guys that are developing this in our basement, essentially. Spending every waking moment of time trying to make this the best game that we can possibly make it. I think they got a good contender, man. Like this, again, like I said, I don't really play these Vampire Survivor games all that much. I've tried them in the past. I've enjoyed them in the past. I do like Vampire Survivors. I have it on my phone, and I've played it a couple different times. But this feels more intuitive and more like Diablo to me. It feels a lot more fluid than Vampire Survivors did, just because of the fact that you can like dash around, you can kind of move around a little bit more. Vampire Survivors is extremely slow. It's kind of, I'm sure that once you get up in like the abilities and like the movement speed and everything, you can kind of get a little bit faster. But to me, it just feels really clunky. But considering how cheap it is for one and how simple it is, that's not a bad thing. But
I mean,
I think this kind of does it better personally.
what I love about this, right, is that this one dude, this one guy
Yeah.
created this fucking genre of a
Create
game
an entire genre, man.
that
and it's
now
blown
it's just
up.
yeah, like it literally is just and like so many people are like kudos on him. And you know, and now it's going to the Switch, right? Like
Yeah.
kudos on that guy. That guy made a very simple game. And I remember Enigma when we found it, we were like, what
Yeah.
what is this, man? What is
I was
this?
when we
this-
found Vampire Survivors, I was literally like, dude, I could make this in HTML. Like
And
that's
the guy, he
that's how
it
simple
has
this
changed
is.
his life. Like it has changed that dude's life. So congrats on him. And I'm, you know,
Yeah.
I think that again, I think this is an untapped area. I think there's still a lot of room to do a lot of cool things with it. And I'm happy to see, you know, people out there, you know, this because this just shows like this. You don't have to have all of this overarching
It
bullshit.
doesn't have to be
right?
flashy.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
it doesn't have to be huge and flashy.
we
It doesn't have to be the next God of War.
we went
You
through
know?
this time frame where like everything had to just be so convoluted and fucking crazy. Where like now it's just like cool. Like no, we can be simple, but like have a very good basis.
I think it, and I think it kind of harkens back to the fact that like there are a lot of gamers out there that do like you look at like World of Warcraft vanilla, right? A lot of people wanted vanilla. They wanted to go back to like a simpler time. They wanted to feel kind of that nostalgia again, right?
Yeah.
So it's very apparent that people can enjoy and do enjoy simpler games still.
Right.
So, but yeah,
Cool.
it's great, man. It's so far. There's 2 different. I haven't unlocked anything else, so I'm not entirely sure if they have any other characters that you can unlock. There's 2 different characters that I've played so far. There's this one, which is like the mage, and then there's a like a knight with a shield and a sword. So
I
I
hope
personally I gravitated more towards the mage, obviously, but the knight felt really good too. Like I'm not saying that like the melee did feel really good.
I mean, I hope they do kind of, and that's one of the things that I think is intriguing about Vampire Survivors is because there is so much hidden behind what you don't know, and like you kind of
Yeah.
and they figure. I hope they do that. I think that's a very cool system to just be like, hey, figure it out, right? Go unlock some. Like,
For
oh
sure.
shit, you know, I found out a way to unlock this other character that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
To
And
it, so.
they've got different like ability builds that you can get. That's one of the biggest things that I like about this one over like I guess it has it in Vampire Survivors as well, where like the different combinations you can start kind of building builds a little bit
I
more.
really think that you would like Soulstone Survivors if you actually played it.
I
because
probably would, honestly.
has,
That was one that I was looking at possibly purchasing in
like
in the near future.
it's
for
very
sure.
much the same. The dashing, the builds, like there's a lot of unlockables. It's I think you'd like it. I think you
Yeah,
should give it a shot
yeah.
for sure.
I might honestly, with especially with me enjoying this one. It's definitely, this is one that I have it on my radar. So it's again, it's Death Must Die. It's made by Realm Archive, I believe. Let me check that just to make sure. Cover for me, please.
Yeah, Death Must Die. I don't know. I love the art. I do like the art style too. I like that it's a it gives me that Hades vibe.
Yeah, it gives you the Hades vibe and everything like that. It is made by Realm Archive, published and developed by Realm Archive. So go and check it out. Like legitimately go and check it out. They don't have a planned announcement as of yet for early access. But they do say that it is coming in early access. Let's see what some of the features are. What's the current state of early access? 3 different character types, 6 gods, 10 plus skills, one final boss, which kind of sucks. I'm really hoping that if they do come into early access, they push a little bit more content into it. Because like I said, again, it might have just been
technically. I mean, Vampire Survivors only has one boss. It's death.
Do
That's
they?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they have is death. You just have to see if you can survive it.
Yeah, because like this one right here, the final boss that I went up against, I believe the name was like Leonidas Archers or something like that, Leo something Archers, which they were a pain in the goddamn ass, dude. Like they were so rough because they're not on screen. There's only one of them ever on screen. Oh, I mean, there's a couple of them different ones on screen, but they kind of teleport away from you, right? And like the final boss, like they'll just shoot red arrows at you from off screen and you have to dodge them, but there's like 6 of them coming at you from 3 different directions while you're also trying to damage the one that's in front of you, right? So it's extremely it's not easy. Like the last boss is definitely not easy. I finished it I think with 4 attempts, 3 or 4 attempts. And I finally finished it with this build I think that I'm going right now, which was the necromancer kind of fireball build that I was going with. So
Nice.
but it's good, man. Like go and check it out. Like I said, demo right now. You can literally go and play it while we're doing the podcast if it looks like something that you'd enjoy. So
there you go. All right. Well, the other game that we have both been playing, shocker, is good old Diablo 4. I promise you,
Lumi's been playing Diablo 4. You know, Bill's been playing it too, man.
Well,
All
I've
of us
been
have.
wrecking the rogue is what I've been doing.
Yeah, guys.
So
Yeah.
I bring this up
Lumi has Diablo 4 now as well, bro.
only to talk about the update that came out, because there was a pretty substantial update that had with 1.0.3. It was the first big patch that we got where
Finally.
every class was buffed, no class was nerfed, and it was basically around resource generating skills, so your basic skills and your core skills. But every class got love, and I don't know. I mean, I was happy about it. I mean, I think that the change that they did was good.
This patch was like literally last week when we were talking about Diablo 4. This is the patch that I was talking about. Like this is the one that I wanted. I wanted a patch that had more buffs than nerfs, because literally, and maybe not literally, but like almost literally, like to me, it felt like every single update that we've had since release has been nothing but nerf after nerf after nerf. And this one was the exact opposite. It was just buffs across the board. Everybody got love. Experience got love. Ways to fucking play the game got love. It just the game does feel a lot better. It's starting to get to that point where I'm like, okay, I see where they're going with it, right?
Yeah. No, I was very happy. I mean, I did an in-depth kind of guide on the breakdown of the patch notes. We went through all of it, and so really happy. I mean, again, I think Rogue is one of the ones that got the least amount of love, but to be 100% honest, Rogue is in a decent spot. Like out of all of the other ones, like it's in a very good spot. Lumi, you may disagree with me, but I feel like it really is in a good spot compared with the other classes.
Yeah, my opinion on that is like like with anything, like rogues are super squishy. Like the monster will stomp you down and smear you across the floor, but you have to like counter that with as much lifesteal as you can. That's
their gameplay loop as well. Is like they were never. There are a couple of builds out there I know of that you can be fairly tanky as a rogue, but it's a very specific play style. Like
the biggest problem that I'm seeing that most people are having right now, and I think that we'll probably get it addressed. I don't know if we're going to get it addressed during season 1. Honestly, I think season 1 is going to be a very big testament to just kind of what we're going to kind of start to see. I think you're going to probably see.
I think season 1 they already have everything that they want for season 1. I don't think we're going to see hardly anything on season 1 other than what they already have planned.
Yeah, I think that we're going to end up seeing for season 2, you're going to start to see a rework in the Paragon, because I think the Paragon board right now is a little rough because everybody except for the Sork, right? Like it's this game is very armor based. Like resistances are second to armor when it comes to a lot of things, because fortify is based off of overpower is based off of your health.
I was about to say overpower.
Fortify and barrier are based off your armor. Like all of that kind of stuff, like everything builds into armor. Resistance is very, very little, which is shocker because they had the same fucking issue with Diablo 3. They tried to do the armor thing in Diablo 3, and they had to pull it back to resistances. So I figured that we'll probably see the same thing. But the Paragon board, I think, is where a lot of people are pissed off right now, because especially if you're a Sork, because like you have the lowest amount of armor out of everybody. Like every single class has more armor points in the Paragon board than what you do. Which makes it very difficult to make it survivable. So
to me as well, that almost feel I almost feel like that's not really something you should bitch about. The Sork should not have armor.
No, but I think that it
like
should.
That's
I think they need to balance the armor like and resistance to where it's, it can be an either or.
Yeah,
kind of
no,
thing.
100%. I think they need to push resistances more.
Right.
But to bitch and complain that you as a Sork don't have armor just makes absolutely no sense to me. Like you're a Sork. Like that would be like
the one in the bath towel is complaining he can't take hits.
Like I don't understand, man. Like
I mean, where I also think that the bigger thing is coming about this is because I think they've developed Diablo 4, or they're trying to develop Diablo 4 into being a group played game, right? Like if you look at like every single class, they all play their role, right? Like you have the barbarian that's supposed to be the taunt, the one that's supposed to bring in everybody, right?
Yeah.
You've got the druid who is who like legitimately does more vulnerable output than any other class that's out there. And then you have like your rogue and your Sork that are your glass cannons. And then there's Necro doing necro things.
Necro's like 3 miles back, like, hey, wait up, guys.
doing.
I don't have any movement speed. Please wait. Oh, things are dead. Okay, never mind.
But I think what they're kind of transitioning this into is definitely more of a group play game versus the solo. I don't know if it's going to be successful. I love the concept and idea because it pushes it more into an MMO realm, but I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, right? I feel like right now it's more of a solo game than a group play game.
I do, but I think that what I'm saying is I think they're pushing that way. They want it to get into that group play mentality. You have clans, you have guilds, you have these classes that are very specifically designed for certain specific things. So
I still honestly have no idea what the reason for clans is. Like, there's no reason for it. I wish that they would have taken a little bit of inspiration from like other games and actually gave you like.
I like the idea of Lost Ark, like the Lost Ark implementation they have in it, right?
Yeah. Actually, like I like say what you want. Yeah, I'm a fucking shill for Black Desert. I enjoyed Black Desert's guilds. Like they gave you a reason to be in a guild. You had weekly missions, you had daily missions, you had contracts that gave you money. Like you could get gold from it, everything like that. Like I wish that more MMOs would implement that kind of a guild system, because then it actually gives you a reason to play with other people, right? Rather than just being completely solo and not interacting with people,
Yeah. Bill, you've been playing some. You and Britt have been playing the Diablo 4s. How are you enjoying it?
We're enjoying it really well. We finished the story finally. Pushed a little bit into endgame. The co-op aspect of it has been extremely enjoyable. She's been on Druid, I've been on Necro, so it has been a good time in that regard. I will say that I agree with you. I think the game is being more so cast towards that group play mentality, and I'm not opposed to it. I've been enjoying it quite a bit.
Have you you said you're playing Necro, right? What kind of Necro are you going?
I've been bouncing around. I started on Summoner, then I went to Blood. Now I'm kind of back to Summoner a little bit. I'm just mainly going off of what I get gear wise now. The only thing I haven't played is Bone, because Bone is boring.
Yeah.
Don't tell Enigma that. Enigma plays a Bone build.
No, I don't.
You have you have Bone
I have
Storm.
I have a bone ability.
That's your Bone build. It's okay.
At least I'm not a dead build, sir.
I didn't. Hey,
That's what you play.
hey! You logged off my stream last night, and I continued to play actually till the wee hours of the morning, and ended up actually I just switched my build, so I still run my summons build, but I threw in some blood because I just found
so you went down my build.
No,
Okay,
no.
Okay.
No, I don't
Okay.
use your fucking Blood Nova bullshit or whatever else. I
Uh-huh.
use Hemorrhage, Blood Lance,
So
and
do I.
then I use Bone Spirit.
So
You use
you're
Blood Nova,
essentially
bitch.
you're
Blood
essentially
Lance.
using my build.
The fuck.
But
Okay.
you've swapped out
Chat, don't worry.
fucking
After
Blood
this,
Spirit.
we're gonna stream, and we're gonna look at the two different builds and see who's fucking running what build.
I mean, to be fair,
I
Bone
will
Spirit
still
is
out
the most-
survive you.
Bone Spirit is the most powerful ability in the game.
Yeah,
right now.
100%. Yeah.
Not
The most important. The Bone Spear. Did you say spear or spirit?
Spirit. Bone Spirit.
Spirits. Yeah. No. Bone Spear is much more. Is like way overpowered over Bone Spirit.
Aside from Summon Skeleton, Bone Spear is probably one of the most iconic features of any Necro across the entire series.
Yeah.
I picked up the only reason I moved to it is because I picked up a unique that gave me my first sacred unique.
Yeah. No. I saw your unique.
Yeah,
your chest piece.
They gave me the free Bone Spirit when you
It's
collect
dope.
6 orbs.
Like
nice.
I'm very impressed. I still even with the changes that they did where they buffed they didn't really did they buff they didn't buff summons at all, did they?
They made
like
it
their
so
actual
that,
life.
No, they didn't do anything to their life. They made it so that
they
they follow
target
the curse.
Yeah.
Which
they
I
target
hate.
curses, which doesn't actually is not even true, because like I was doing it, I was playing it today, and I tested it. I was like, okay, they're off fucking around with this dude over in the corner. I didn't have a curse on that guy. I put a curse on a dude that was over here with me, right? None of them.
Well,
None of them came over.
Rod Ferguson showed a video of him. He's like, how I play my Necro or something like that.
Yeah, his
and
Thorns
my
Necro.
my Thorn beloved Necro, and he did it, but it was on a boss, and he cast it. And he's like, look how our minions automatically go to the target, and I'm like, dude, you're fighting a boss,
the only target in the entirety.
room.
Yeah,
like, it's bullshit. Like that's kind of crap, man. But anyway,
I don't know. Man. It's a good step forward. I think it is really a good step forward. I'm looking forward to seeing more buffs. If they go back to the fucking bullshit where they're just constantly nerfing things, they're gonna be really pissed.
No, I don't.
I think a lot of the community will be really pissed as well. But
no, I don't think they can. And I mean, again, it's a great game. I know we bash on it a lot, having a lot of fun with it. Lumi, you said you're playing your rogue. What level do you have your rogue at?
I just hit 50, and I'm now working on my first Paragon board, so it's kind of where I'm at. I don't get a lot of time to play it, and when I do, I'm normally streaming it. So
nice. Yeah, no, it's a good one, man. I'm very impressed with it.
This shows you again how dedicated, right? It's still a good game. 3 disc plates sitting right here. Like, I have to put them up. They're gonna replace my League of Legends one.
It doesn't show me anything other than the fact that you have way more money than you have fucking actual sense.
Okay, they're dope. Like, you can't tell me that the artwork from Diablo, regardless,
no,
100%, is fucking beautiful, man.
No, it's great.
What's your bullet? Oh my god.
Technically, he's not a Blizzard shill. Those were from Displate. I don't think Displate gives any fucking money to Blizzard.
No, they're the official. They're the official Blizzard.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you are a Blizzard shill.
Yeah.
Blizzard
It's
shill.
okay. I'm a Square shill, so we're fine.
Yeah,
it's true.
Well, talking about Square, we can actually move into our next topic, which is the news for the week. News of the week. And we're talking about what has been going on with the Microsoft hearing. Not going to go in depth as far as the hearing itself. We are going to talk about some of the leaks and some of the stuff like that. And you bring up Square Enix, and it did come out that Microsoft and Sony both are making a play for Square. Shocker, right? Like, who would have thought that was going to be the thing?
No shit, dude.
We've been talking about that on our podcast for a long time. That next up is I forgot the fucking name
Square.
of it now.
Yeah,
Square.
So Square was on there. Also Sega, Bungie, they were all up for grabs. Sega actually is probably the next one to drop, because they came out and said, hey, we have a really, really, really close relationship with Microsoft. And they have more faith in us than, what was it? They said something like, they've helped us more than Sony or something. I don't know. I can't remember what it was
don't know.
that they made a comment. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about these leaks that happened, which is during the hearing, it has come out that Daisy 2 is in being developed. Like so yeah, it's being developed
Oh,
by
Bohemia
yeah,
Interactive.
Bohemia Interactive, which is not the original company and original people
That
that,
is the original. Yeah.
no, because the original guy that developed the mod though, he
The
started
original
his
the
own.
original guy
That's what I'm talking about.
was Rocket,
Right.
Rocket, but the original company that he worked for, and the company that
Right,
runs
right.
Daisy
I meant the
right
guy that made the
now
mod.
is
I meant
Bohemia.
the guy that made the mod because
Yeah.
he went off to do Rocket Works, which
But
is,
he was a part of Bohemia as well. Like he was a developer for Bohemia. That the mod was originally built off of Arma 2, which was a Bohemia thing.
right. I get that. I'm just saying that the original person that developed the game,
Yeah.
that developed the mod, is now over at Rocket Works, his own company, not at
Yep.
Bohemia. But this came out and was released. Are you guys shocked? I mean, anyway, you laughed, you cackled. This was it was a cackle.
I laugh simply because Daisy is not even complete yet. Like it's still a broken fucking buggy mess. And they're coming out with a second one. I don't understand that, man. Like it's to the point that like the Daisy community laughs at Daisy for how bad it is half the time. Like it's, and granted, yeah, 100% it came from a mod, and the mod was rough. Don't get me wrong. Daisy was one of the worst experiences I think I've ever played with a video game. But it's like the Bethesda.
Wow.
It was. Like,
Wow.
Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't know if
did
I
you
would
play
say,
Daisy?
Yes, I played original Daisy.
You could literally break your legs stepping off of a fucking step.
I mean,
like,
to be fair, I know people that in real life that can do that. So.
But I don't want to do that in my video games.
It's ultra realism.
But yeah, like legitimately, it was. I think at that time it was one of the worst experiences for a game that I've played for a long time. Like it put Bethesda like on a pedestal of being like, wow, Bethesda games so much better than this, right? Like it was rough, but like the Bohemia Interactive or whatever, their version of DayZ when they took it over, is just bad. Like it's just bad. It's just bad.
Well, I'll tell you, don't they have? I think the sites that Daisy, the devs are working on Armor Reforged, and Reforged is currently in a really bad. I think it's in early access, and I've heard that it's in a really bad space.
Well, the new Arma was released in a really screwed up state as well. So like it's just Bohemian Interactive, man. Like they took over DayZ and they screwed it over. They tried to make a new Arma and they screwed that up. Like they've just never, like, the company other than Arma 2 and Arma 1, like those two games were good. Like they were decent. They were buggy, but they were decent, but they were nowhere near what these newer games that they're putting out. And I don't know if that's just like a new developers or what, but
hey, if it wasn't for Arma, we wouldn't have the Battle Royale scene, which means we wouldn't have Fortnite. So
it's true. That is very true. Yep.
There you go. You guys have any thoughts on this, Bill, Lumi?
I have no interest. Survival games are like one of the lowest on my radar types of games. I've played a little bit with friends, like Ark, but nah.
Talk about buggy games. Like we'll talk about Ark.
Yeah.
No desire to jump into DayZ 2, huh?
Nah, not really, man. It's not my bag, baby.
Lumi?
I get it.
I can appreciate the history and the path that was paved by software such as this, but I don't have a current opinion on anything about it because I don't really spend a lot of time in those games. I suck at them.
Yeah. Didn't you and I play the original DayZ mod back in the day, Lumi? Where was that?
I think so. It's either DayZ or it was another one. I forgot what it.
I don't know, dude.
Boom and I did do some stuff.
There was so many fucking DayZ clone bullshit back then.
It was some.
It wasn't even funny.
It was some Russian or Cyrillic themed game. I can't remember what it was, but it was a survival zombie watch yourself type thing.
Yeah. Good times, man.
I don't know what a DayZ 2 could bring.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
A better engine.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah.
I mean, they could be updating it because like Daisy, the first one is not on the latest engine that they use for their new Arma 3. So
okay.
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
possible.
all right. Well, hey, it's coming. So who knows when, but it's coming.
Yay!
Woo,
Can't wait for that.
The other part of the stuff that came out during this was that Nintendo's new console, the design and everything like that did not get leaked. The date of it, we already knew that kind of leaked, but good old Bobby Kotick, Bobby, he he basically went out there and said that the next Nintendo console is only going to be as powerful as the PS4 and Xbox One. This has not been proven yet by any source at Nintendo. Maybe Boddick. That's his new name. Boddick.
That's his new name.
Yeah. Boddick. Is it?
The Boddick.
It's just, and I'm gonna leave this here. Just how creepy this is. Seeing Kratos laughing at fucking crying Mario. It's just sad. But anyway, yeah, I mean, is this a shocker to anybody? I mean, I don't think anybody expected that Nintendo was going to come out with a fucking powerhouse of a system, right? Like, I think they've proven they don't need a powerhouse of a system.
Yeah, that's a age-old conversation of quality over what you can do with what you have, right? There's a lot of with console programming. There's a lot of tips and tweaks you can do that's specific to the hardware, and that's what they're counting on. So you don't really need a whole lot of power to get a lot of fun and performance. It's always been a thing. I've got a friend who's just like, I can't see the sepum coming out of the skin texture on this character. I want my sepum physics. And I'm like, dude, it sucks. Stop playing it.
Yeah. Well,
I think in video gaming, quality is something that's so subjective and has so many different facets to it that just because you're like obviously frame rate and resolution are the most outwardly recognizable versions of quality, but that does, like, you can have the most beautiful game in the fucking world and it still not be a fun or good
30
game.
FPS, yeah.
Or even that, like, quality is something that Nintendo does extremely well in their own particular way that does not require the most advanced resolutions and stuff like that.
And I also hearken it back to every time we talk about Nintendo, like I have to bring up the fact that like Nintendo does what Nintendo wants to do, man. Like Nintendo is over in their little corner playing with their ball, and they don't give a fuck.
I mean, they're dominating a market. What do they give a fuck?
Like they don't give a shit what the rest of the market cared. Like saying about them. Like Nintendo's like, oh, that's cute. You've got Kratos at 180 FPS on PC and 60 FPS on PS4. That's okay. We got Mario at 30. Fuck you.
Well, they'll drop a new, they're gonna drop a new Mario game. It'll sell fucking millions.
It'll sell millions. Right? Yeah, it's Nintendo, man. Like again, like I said, Nintendo does their own thing. Like I've said that from the start, where it's like Nintendo, no matter what, Nintendo will do what Nintendo does, and Nintendo fans will buy it.
Right. And
because it's Nintendo.
And the crazy thing is that they could just reach into their coffers and pull out Kid Icarus, another fucking Kirby, give us another Metroid, give us a Meta Knight game, do another Smash Bros, right? Like they could, give me a Mario Kart, like anything, man. They could put Mario into a fucking, hey, Mario's gonna be a bartender now. It'll sell billions, right? Like it doesn't matter what they do.
And Celia brings up a good point as well. Like they can just bring out another fucking Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And literally, even though Pokemon make millions.
Pokemon's not been doing too hot over the last couple of
their sales are still through the roof.
I was about to say Pokemon.
I'm not saying they're not successful. Well. I'm saying that the last couple of Pokemons has received quite a bit of vitriol. Let's just say that. Like they've
vitriol that still gets bought and played.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't. I mean, I'm just saying that it's still they need to do something, because you can only somebody will only sustain for so long before somebody comes in and kind of eats your lunch at a certain point with it.
I mean, a lot of games have tried to eat their lunch.
I was about to say, I don't know about that.
Where the fuck's Temtem right now?
Yeah, I was about to say Temtem. What's that other one that came out? The one with the Snorlax with the with
Oh,
the
Pal World. That's coming
Pal
out.
World.
Pal
I
World's not
can't
out
wait
yet.
for that.
That game's not out yet.
Yeah.
Is it
The-
not come out? I thought it had.
No, not yet.
No,
The
no,
one
no.
that I saw that was like the most interesting take on that kind of thing was Monster Sanctuary, and it was a 2D Metroidvania like
Yeah.
monster collector.
Um, but the big news that came out of this wasn't the fact that obviously their system's going to be underpowered comparable to the current gen systems. It's that Call of Duty, what they're saying is that the new Call of Duties won't be able to properly run on that system, and that something else would have to be done. And so this is where it kind of set a different tone, because what Microsoft had been saying was like, hey, like we're working with Nintendo to bring COD to their consoles. Do I think that Nintendo Switch players are scratching for COD? I don't think so. I don't see that market being there. I mean, obviously the numbers probably prove
Scratching for
differently.
COD about as much as they were scratching for Apex Legends.
Right. But how many people do you think are actually playing Apex Legends on a fucking handheld?
Not like
None. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, just play it on Steam Deck. Like, yeah, it runs perfectly fine on
a
Steam Deck.
$600. Well, $599 or $519 on
$519 right now on Steam sale.
Steam sale. But in any case, so it just. But I think what basically is being said is like the current gen of Call of Duty will not be playable. It's just like, look, like Nintendo players just got the Arkham series.
Yeah,
that game's been out for years. So
Yeah,
I mean, I think this is just saying like, hey, you're gonna get kind of a squashed version of the game.
but again, like Nintendo players, the people that buy Nintendos are not buying Nintendos to play COD.
No, they're
Like
not.
they're not purchasing Switches to play The Witcher 3, right? Like
Yeah. The other news that just came out is this one here, which thank you to Scruffy for posting. And basically
Scruffy on vacation and he's still on the podcast,
news.
bro.
Scruffy broke the news for us, but that per the Call of Duty Hub and Charlie Intel, Modern Warfare 3 is confirmed to release in November. It came out during the lawsuit. Obviously, Xbox accidentally. I put in air quotes.
That wasn't even Xbox. That was the judge. The FTC.
Yeah. So
there was judges had some mic drop moments, by the way. I don't
know.
He
really has, man. He really has.
We don't want
so
to get
good.
into it too much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
She's had some heavy fucking hands, especially in these closing arguments.
We will cover this FTC stuff probably next week for sure. But yeah, no, there
we
was
should have an answer on the FTC stuff next week. So
hopefully, I would hope.
It's
because closing arguments were today, correct? Like they finished everything up. It's
everything
all
is
deliberation at this point.
Good.
Yep. But this is the Charlie Intel one. I was hoping I could get an actual leak. The thing about it that pisses me off about this is that Activision openly and blatantly said we are not releasing another fucking COD like this year. Like this was gonna be the skip year, right? That we were not supposed to get it. That was a fucking lie. And the test said that's a lie. Like, Activision.
It's Activision. It's Kotick. It's Botic, man. He's
bullshit. Like, just God dang it, man. Can we just have one moment of truth come out of the mouth of the fucking people at Activision? Like, for God's sake. Like and by this, I'm interested to see if this is actually the image, if this is actually true, because Sony shows that they only have one more year left for COD within the realm of the agreement. And so is this a Sony exclusive that they are going to be getting a remastered version, or is this saying it's going to come across all platforms? Like it's going to be...
I highly doubt that that's a Sony exclusive. If it is a Sony exclusive, it won't be by the time that it releases.
Yeah. So
not with how Sony's been acting.
The other stuff that came out during, I don't know if this actually released during the thing, but it's rumored. It happened around all this with Nintendo as well. But basically that there are some account changes that are happening with Nintendo, and that basically Nintendo of America plans to adopt the same model with PlayStation, Xbox. But now you were saying
if you scroll down this, they added context to it, and down to the bottom of that right there. It says there's been no confirmation. The digital purchases will carry over with Nintendo accounts into the next generation of Nintendo systems, we want to do as much as possible in order to smoothly transition our customers while utilizing the Nintendo account. And then when you click on the link, it's in Japanese. So I have no clue what any of that says. I'm assuming it says what that says, but
I mean, here's what we can say. I think this is a move that Nintendo needs to make. Like, Nintendo
It
needs
is.
to get out
Well,
of this
when-
like fuck system.
Go
Do
that they're
they
in.
though?
Do they? Absolutely,
I
they do.
I think they do. Yeah, we were talking about this when this got posted. Was like, if this was true and this was like, hey, breaking news, like this is not breaking news. Like this is just something that Nintendo should have had already for its users. Like this is nothing extravagant. This is just something that should have already been in the place, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. I honestly thought it was already a thing. I thought
I did
from
too.
Wii
Yeah.
U forward that they had the backwards compatibility.
That's
but
when you
can
posted it, I was
you can
shocked. I was like, wait, what?
You can understand a little bit, at least from a hardware perspective, that it's not as easy to backport games from one to the other as it is from, say, an Xbox like 360 to an Xbox One to an Xbox Series S. Like the infrastructure changed significantly from like GameCube to Switch to or GameCube to
But
Wii to Wii U.
The
to Switch.
hardware,
Right,
Yeah,
but
but games
the
games are
hardware
still
changed.
made
The software
specifically-
didn't change all that much.
this.
well,
It did.
You don't
It
think?
totally did.
this is
Like,
That's-
I highly
like
doubt it changed.
everything about
highly doubt
Nintendo is
it changed
highly
to-
proprietary, from the chips that run it to like it's all cut. Like even if it has
Listen.
branded ATI, like it's not
Listen,
anything you
sir.
buy off the shelf, man.
Listen, sir. If I can port that thing, if I can port these things on a fucking refrigerator, I'm pretty sure that they can. Like,
you better watch it. You're gonna get sued. They're gonna come after you,
I
man.
don't give a
They're
fuck.
garnish
Yeah,
your
come
wages.
after me. Come
Yeah,
after
we
me,
don't-
Nintendo.
Nintendo don't really like.
Uh,
I
well,
don't know,
the
man.
thing about it is, regardless of the hardware, software, here's the fact of the matter: is that you have had a quote unquote Nintendo account for every single one of your individual systems every step of the way. You may have like your profile as far as like, hey, like I log in using this email and whatever, but every single account has got brand new friends list, brand new stuff. Like it's not seamless. Like I don't understand in the world that we live in today as to why I can't just have my Nintendo account, boom, and here's all my friends list, and it just transitions from here to here to here to here. I mean, we're also talking about a fucking company that makes me chat via a fucking phone. Like if I want to chat on their game, I have to go to a goddamn phone app to do it. Like
Really?
yes,
Wow.
that's how they. If you want to use integrated chat within their system, it's
Nintendo's
via
pretty
phone.
ass backwards with all their online.
Yeah. This
So-
is
But
this is
congratulations, Nintendo.
Yeah, like,
just
You fucked-
further.
you made it into to 2022 or 20 what 20, no what did 2001 2002, like you're finally getting there.
Yeah.
So,
I
congratulations.
think this is a good look going forward, though, that I think Nintendo might have finally like they're going
If
to be
it's
leaning
true.
into a specific console type and like sticking to that. I think this like Switch styling is going to be around for a while if the backwards
mean, it makes
compatibility
sense.
is going to be possible.
Yeah,
Because
it
if they change
makes
up
sense.
the way the games control again, it's not going to be as easy.
I don't know, man. This is why whenever we talk about Nintendo, I'm just like, get it out of here, bro. I don't give a shit, dude. Like,
But Pokemon, but Mario.
But-
oh
But
man,
Zelda.
Pokemon. Oh no,
Metroid.
Zelda.
you can't
Oh,
hey man,
no.
you can't deny Zelda has
I
provided some
I
amazing
can't.
things.
Zelda's a great game. I still could give a fuck less, bro.
It's I don't know. I'm always impressed when I see shit pop up on my damn YouTube shorts about this.
The only thing that I've been impressed with Zelda recently is just how big of a dick they can put on certain fucking
Dude,
things.
some of the stuff that people create in that thing is just the most impressive thing I've ever seen in a video game. It's incredible.
The
And it's-
giant lifting and waving flaming
Yeah.
penis sitting like
Yeah.
Hey man,
like the
it's-
flamethrower penis that flops around and does helicopters. Yeah.
well, you know what?
Impressive as fuck. Whoever
It's-
made that, give him a Nobel Peace Prize. That's insane, dude.
Well, it's being done and played on your refrigerator, so that is a feat,
it is
sir.
100%.
The World of Warcraft's not been in our news segment for a while, though Blizzard has. World of
Minute,
Warcraft
yeah.
has not. And I don't think this comes as a shocker to anybody if you have been following the MMO world. hardcore has become a big thing in WoW. I don't know why. I can't say I love watching the videos, but it has reinvigorated people. I mean, Iron Man
It cracks
challenges
me up, man.
has been around forever. Like we play in a game called Project Ascension, which is they have an Iron Man hardcore challenge. I mean, this has been something that's been around forever.
Did Iron Man challenges originate with RuneScape?
Well, Iron Man itself
I
originated
don't
a
think
long,
so.
long,
Iron
long,
Man
long
was
time
a long
ago. But
time ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
in the
'Cause I know
MMO
of a
world,
ton of
maybe
people in the RuneScape
They were-
community that do Iron Man challenges.
they were doing Iron Man challenges in like original Ultimate. I mean,
Yeah, I
God.
mean,
Okay.
but
Yeah, it's been a while.
hardcore has popped off over the last couple months in World of Warcraft Classic. To the fact that
You don't enjoy watching like soda popping and
oh no, I do. I watch those videos.
Okay.
Like watching
I
those.
thought you said you didn't enjoy watching
no,
those
I
videos.
do.
I was like,
do
what?
enjoy watching those videos. They're great. But everything basically is coming out that obviously Blizzard is not going to let somebody else have fun for them and take their shine. So they are bringing out their own version of classic hardcore. So this is the beta of this, I think, or testing of this is happening now. I think it starts on the 29th. And you can beta this version. Let me double check because I think
Louis, didn't you say that one of your hosts on the UDP broadcast was doing this without
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
There is-
Rena's been part of that for a long time, and
Yeah.
it's just that's just her jam. She loves going in, and you get to die once. And mind you, it's all kept track of by the mod, and you've got your like last words that are like broadcast to the rest of the mod community and whatnot. There's other people like I forgot to like pull up my underwear or something like it. The story she tells about it is absolutely fantastic as far as the experience is concerned. Now, how that's going to translate into an official game mode, I have no idea.
It's gonna be a shit show. It's
Oh, yeah,
it's
no.
Blizzard. It's gonna be a shit show.
Just from a little bit that I read today, I was like, what are they doing? Like they're taking. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Anyway,
I don't think it's going to really be as much of a shit show as what you think it is. I think that it's going to be. I mean, this is. I don't know. Classic has been every single time that we think that it's going to go away and die, they find some way, and the community finds a new way to do this. What I think irritates me more than anything is like, oh my god, guys, like, can we instead of reinventing the game over and over and over again, can we just get something new? Can we get a new game, like a new one, like something that's fresh?
A new classic WoW?
Yeah, no, I don't need a new classic WoW. I want
I was like, that makes no sense, sir.
Another fucking game. But I mean, I will say, like, the hardcore stuff is intriguing me. I've got a bunch of people that are pestering me about playing it.
Will you fucking do it, dude?
I would
Come on,
never play it. I think it's funny. I think it's a cool like concept, but yeah, I would never play this, especially not on classic. Maybe on retail.
You
Like
don't die in
classic,
retail. What are you
can-
talking about?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when you actually die in retail, you're like, you fucked up, man. But like in classic, you can literally die in classic because the server glitched and you got fucked, right? Like there's
I mean, well, that's why I choose not to do hardcore on Diablo right now.
Yeah,
It's because I don't want to fucking die to
100%.
bullshit.
It's the same exact. I do like the fact that they've implemented some stuff for this. I like the one of the biggest things that I was worried about was like PvP battles. Like how do you handle hardcore on PvP battles, right?
Well,
I don't understand that.
well,
I like
what they said that they were going to do is that PvP is fine, but you also have a I forgot, it was a specific orc term that they used for an actual death battle where you can fight to the death, and it is
Mok'Tol.
very something like that.
yeah, that's the duel to the death they added, which I think is dope.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool feature.
I think that's cool. I do like that. Yeah.
Bill, why are you adamantly against this? What is your what is it?
I would have thought that Bill would have been like all for this, considering that you're like the hardcore run. You're the
I am, but I'm also not the biggest fan of Blizzard taking community stuff and then repurposing it for their own profits.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
That's
Yep.
where that's where it rubs me the wrong way.
How long do you think it'll take for Blizzard to make it so that you can pay money to get another life?
I automatically think that's probably automatic in there somewhere. WoW token,
like
it's
WoW
it's
token,
coming.
yeah, like it'll just take the WoW token out of your account and just like every time you die, just cha-ching, cha-ching. That's actually the sound effect that'll happen in game. You'll just hear cha-ching, and you'll know that you're good.
What I do like that they are changing about this, because some of the thing about the hardcore stuff that I did not like was the fact that you can only run a dungeon once. In the mod, you can only run a dungeon one time. To be official, right? And playing hardcore. Also too was that they had it to where the creatures like the creatures, there was a thing about griefing or whatever else that you had to like submit a thing to, that supposedly in this the game is going to be able to, I don't know how they're going to detect that you're griefing, but supposedly they have a way of fixing that.
Probably like aggro detection and everything like that. They can very easily tell if somebody pulls like aggro onto you.
But I think the biggest thing for me with hardcore, man, is that the idea that I can literally still go into a dungeon and have a tank or a fucking healer or one of my DPSs be a dumbass and just cause me to lose my entire progress.
100%.
Fucking a nightmare.
I love that, by the way, Libby. You've heard of pay to play. You've heard of pay to win. Coming soon. Pay to live.
On that note, Sin. I mean, I think honestly, it's gonna be natural selection all the way up, and going into the lower level dungeons is just gonna be a death sentence. But the further up you get, like it's gonna get better. But you've also got the raid treadmill where you're expected to die to get gear. So how are they gonna solve that?
I don't know. I still watch. I mean, I watch people raid in hardcore, and it. Let me tell you something. It's some of the most tense moments. I'm sitting there going, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! No! Yep, dead." Just like So
I mean, it's kind of exciting if you think about it, because like it does take that kind of fear of like, this is my character. Like I am, like if I die. If I die in the game, I die in real life.
Well, okay, let's see. Don't give WoW any fucking reasons. Like they send you a keyboard that blows up whenever they can die. I just think that they're gonna, I think that, you just, D&D has been this. I mean, look, there's been a lot of D&D games that when your character dies, it's done. Like, so.
Yeah, my character just died the other day. In my D&D, in one of my D&D sessions.
Can you pay your DM cash to revive them?
Probably yes, but I won't.
No. But anyway, I don't know. It's making its way to official. It'll be next year before it actually launches. I think it's going to to public test realm right now. I think the 29th. So today it actually already launched. I think
it's a cool idea. Realm, so. I probably would never play it, but I think it's cool. Yeah. I like the fact that they're giving people the ability to, do it without having to download a mod. Because there's people, unfortunately, I know there is people like Sin that don't like mods. They're weird.
Don't play them. Don't hate them. Can't stand them. Cannot stand them. If you want the full, for anybody that is interested in this, that is not the button I wanted to click. This is the full notes. Okay, go. That is the full notes for the full breakdown of what it's going to be for WoW hardcore.
Boom.
So there you go. And the other news we had, Enigma, this is yours. So Meta is launching their new VR subscription for the Meta Quest.
Yeah.
Or no, it's called Meta Quest Plus.
Meta Quest Plus. Yeah, they're basically releasing their version of, like, I guess you could say Xbox Game Pass. So I wouldn't say that it's like Xbox. I would say it's more like I don't know. I've
like, it's like
does
Netflix
PlayStation
for games, right?
Yeah, does PlayStation like moves their selections every month, right? Like they change out their selections on their subscription,
they push stuff out, push stuff in.
Yeah. Yep. So it's more like the PlayStation one. So essentially you're going to be able to pay $79.99 per month or $59.99 annually. They say that $59.99 a year, $79.99 per month.
No, $7.99
per month.
Okay. Well, that's the most expensive fucking subscription.
That is the worst deal for an already $600 headset.
$7.99 per month, $59.99 annually for a year. So And during that, they essentially said that like the subscription will give you 2 titles a month, 2 of the top titles from the MetaQuest services a month, and each month they will be swapped out for the next month's top picks, essentially.
Now, do you own those, or are they?
I don't think so.
they're-
No,
they're
it's
swapped.
like PlayStation, so you can just it for that month you have the ability to play that game without purchasing it. So Zuckerberg confirmed that MetaQuest Plus on Monday would be available for a Quest 2 Pro. There will also be a Quest 3 support when the headset launches this fall. And yeah, I thought it was kind of a good deal, honestly, considering the fact that a lot of the Quest games, and I have a Quest, I'm looking at it right now. It's collecting dust because I don't ever fucking play it. A lot of the Quest games and this is one of my biggest complaints for VR in general, is that like VR games are expensive as shit for what you get, right? Most of them are like $30, some of them are even more, and you get like a couple of hours of gameplay and that's it, right? I've always thought that like there needs to be some way that I can play these games and not have to spend so much money on them and find out they're shit, right?
This is
That
a good
would
way to do it. Yeah.
This is a good
it
way to do
would.
it.
If you look at the bottom of that article, it does say that it is it is 2 games a month, but you get to keep them as long as you keep the subscription
Oh,
up.
nice. I
So
didn't
it's
see that.
like games with gold. Just like if you stop
Yeah.
paying for games with gold, your access to your games with gold is gone unless you have Game Pass
That's
Ultimate now. But
That's actually really dope. That makes this even better. And
That is
I'm
also similar to what PlayStation does because they do
okay.
Weekly or monthly free games as well that you
That's
can
dope.
keep.
I like
Also-
that. That actually makes that 79.99. I mean $7.99.
Yeah.
I do wish
Makes
that
it worth it.
they would
You need to keep
offer.
it quiet. Sony might overhear you and up the price of retail games
They're
again.
gonna boost it. Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
wish that they would offer similar to what Game Pass does, where you get a discount on the game for being a member. I don't know if Sony does that as well, but you get for being part of the Plus,
You get like
also
a 20% or something like
yeah,
that.
it's like 10 or 15% discount off of the price of the game on top of that for doing it. But I mean, look, anything I want VR to take off. Like I
This is
want
gonna
do
be
I,
the
man.
year for it.
you know
Calling it
to
right
be
now.
You think?
I
don't
don't
know about that.
I think PSVR 2 and MetaQuest 3 have
Do
a
P-
good potential to do it, and if anything, Apple showing their interest in the space even a little bit is a positive sign that's going to get it out into the mainstream a bit more. Even if
For
Apple's headset is
$3,500.
ridiculous, they would be the ones with the $79.99 subscription service.
To be completely honest, I don't mean to interrupt these things. I know you were about to say something, but to be completely honest, I watched a review of the Apple headset, right? And
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying it's worth $3,500, okay? But I
it's
am
a pretty
saying
impressive.
it's in a pretty impressive headset for what you get in it, right? Like the AR inside of it is like top notch. From what I understand, like the gestures and how you control things is just like fluid. It's just
I mean,
you
Apple doesn't
literally
fuck it up.
it's almost
They
it's
don't-
almost to the point from what I was understanding, it's almost to the point of like telekinesis. Like you literally, it feels like you're moving things with your mind. And the fact that it hooks up with the Apple ecosystem, I think is what they call it,
it's their
where
ecosystem.
it's like, yeah,
that's just it with Apple. If you ever think about it, they're a hardware company. They just happen to have an OS.
yeah.
So
yeah.
of course their
No,
headset's going to
100%.
be top notch. You
Yep.
know.
So I think the biggest one though for me was again the fact that it connects with that ecosystem. From what I was watching of it, like the dude literally had it connect to his laptop, and he pulled up his laptop and had like 4 screens, and he was able to use the headset with 4 screens off of the laptop.
You could do that with the Quest. It's a virtual
you can.
desktop.
It's not as fluid. I've tried it. It's a little
Yeah.
glitchy. It's a little buggy. It doesn't work half the time. But yeah, 100%, you can do it.
We'll see what they do with the gaming space because Apple's never been good on the gaming space of things. So
I don't think they
I don't
if
think it's
that's
going to
even
be a
on the
gaming thing.
radar.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a
Yeah,
gaming
I
thing,
think-
especially $3,500.
I think it will. It will, but it's not gonna like. It'll just be whatever you play in the app store. You
Mobile
want to play.
games.
Yeah, you want to play Fruit Ninja, fucking
So,
700,
yeah.
like that, the screen of like
You
the
mean
size
I
of
could play
space.
this light in AR?
Yeah.
If
Look,
they
I'm
can
buying
find a
one.
way to containerize them, then it shouldn't be a problem at
Really?
that point. You can put it on any platform. So if you can slap a game into a very weak container and like the kind of like Docker, you could play it anywhere.
For
It's
sure.
like its own scaled
Mobile
down
games are
virtual
the
machine.
most successful like fucking gaming platform. Period. Most money making. So why would you not put it in an AR point? Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm all in.
You're gonna get one soon?
I'm set for the pre-order. I just wait. I want to see like Apple
Really?
doesn't
Coming in whenever your Cybertruck comes in?
I canceled my Cybertruck because I'm picking up my Tesla Plaid, but
He's
yes.
using that $100 that he spent on the Cybertruck to go towards the $3,500 for the Apple headset.
I look, man. I was in the cellular industry for a long time. I watched Apple as they continue to dominate the market. What I'm not an Apple, like I use a Samsung device and a Google device. But what I'll tell you is like Apple, they don't when they do something, they do it. Like and
No, for
they
sure.
and it is done well. So
I'm
you
the
know,
exact opposite as you. Like I was always like a Samsung or an Android user. I switched over recently, this I think at the start of this year, to an Apple product. And I've been very impressed with like how the actual Apple feels. I've used Apple products in the past. I learned a lot of my like HTML, CSS, everything like that on Apple products in college, and I loved them. But I can't get away from my PC. Like I just
no, I'm never gonna
I
go to a
can't do
Mac,
that.
but I just
my
like
brother, and you're probably listening, Zombie. You're probably listening to this. You're such a poser, man. I'd love you, but
Jesus Christ.
he is, man. He got the Apple product, and then all of a sudden he's just like grabbing Apple products left and right. I love you, bro. I do.
But no, I think
But
they're
you're
gonna
an
do
Apple
well.
whore.
I'm excited for it, and I think that honestly is gonna help push the VR forward. I don't think PlayStation's gonna do it. Their sales have started to fall off on the VR2, which is normal. They need something to push it. They sold 600,000 units within the first 6 weeks. It's fallen off so far. They need something to repush it. Microsoft's not getting into this space yet. We have Meta doing Meta things. HTC and Valve will still continue to do their things, but I think we need something like Apple to really push this forward.
One day ago news, PlayStation VR2 will eventually be compatible with PC, claims Windows drivers creators.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear it directly from.
For sure.
That needs to happen. But I want
really
I want VR to move forward. It needs to move forward. Like we need to get into that space. So all right. Well, we've got just a few minutes to get through the rest of the news. The other side of this too is that talking about Steam and Valve and what they're going to do. Valve is reporting that they will not publish Steam titles that are featuring AI generated content. This is actually it's not a shocker to me, but Lumi, I think you're the one that presented this to the cast. So thoughts here? Well, I mean,
Well, right now, in any space now, including support, all the way to artist, music, everything, AI has been an issue. And with the advent of like coding assistance with ChatGPT and whatnot, it really does become an issue of, well, who actually owns the right to that code?
Yeah.
Who actually owns the right to the data, like of the training data that image was generated from? Because like, while you could say, oh, it's just like a person because they've seen art before and they're just replicating that, no, it's actually something completely different, right? I mean, mind you, AI has always been a predictive model in order for that to happen. But as far as Steam is concerned, I am actually really happy they're taking that step forward to say, yo, hey, you need to prove what training data that actually came from. And this particular instance had to deal with that particular developer releasing whatever game it was. I think they redacted it inside of their statement.
Yeah, they did.
So, I mean, and it's just keeping them honest. I mean, between all the proliferation of bad assets being put up on the Epic Store or the Unreal Store or whatever they're calling it now, to like people just stealing people's work in progress, running it through an AI algorithm, going, I finished it. Give me credit for your work that you were working on before you even finish.
Yeah.
So it's a giant mess. It really is. So it's worth mentioning that Steam is taking steps to do that, but I still think that they're trying to figure it out because the AI landscape is still so fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Well,
bad asset thing is like massive on both platforms, and hopefully this will help alleviate some of that.
well, did you guys see so Marvel used AI to
And AI
generate
generated all
art
that new,
for Secret Invasion. And
What's-
their intro scene is entirely AI generated apparently.
Samuel L. Green Lantern that I saw
Yeah.
that image of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, I love Secret Invasion's amazing. You guys should watch it. It's fucking great. Yeah, it got a lot of. So it's on two sides. It's got a lot of backlash, but on both sides, where people are like, "This is AI. This is bullshit." You basically took work from hard, working artists, and then Disney goes, "Yeah, but your artists, they were bitching about pay, they were bitching about work, they were bitching about time off, they were bitching about this. Then when we gave them this, it got like so it's just like, all right, well, who wins? Like who's right? So I don't. I mean, this is going to be an ongoing thing that we're going to continue to
Humans are
see.
expensive.
So
Yeah. Human work is expensive. How
Humans-
dare humans want us to compensate them for hours served? How dare they?
I mean, look, man, from a business standpoint, you're gonna. Why not? I mean, we have.
Oh,
I think
mean,
it's-
I
I
can
think
see
it's
why
like-
they're doing it. I
wanna
think
say
it's funny.
Charleston is one of the actual test markets for one of the Wendy's here that is actually implementing AI into their drive-through. So
Great. So
you don't.
AI can screw my order up, not humans.
Yeah, well,
That is a double frosty with extra mayo, correct?
Right?
So that sounds good. I wonder if I should maybe try that.
Ugh.
Good.
Um, Anyway, but yeah, well, the Grimace Shake, dude. We talked about it, but pre-show, but the fucking Grimace Shake. I am so tired of seeing. I cannot wait for that fucking thing to go away tomorrow. I am so happy.
I
hate
find
that
the
fucking
trend
thing.
extremely entertaining, and
Do you
I
really?
want it to continue. I like creepypasta type shit, so anything that leans into that style of internet, I'm all about it, dude. Like
So do I, but that's fucking
that's
weird,
the type
man.
of internet that I deep
Like-
dived into a lot. So
I like creepypasta as well, but that's just I don't know, man. Maybe I'm
hate
just
it.
too old.
I
Maybe
fucking
you and
hate
I
it.
are just too old, Sid.
I can't stand. I see him
We're
and I'm like,
the-
fucking Christ, please. I go
we're
like
the,
get hit by a car.
Yeah, we're the old people. They're like,
this is the trend that gives
back
you
in
that.
my day.
Out of all of the trends we've seen in short form content, this is where you're drawing the line.
This is where I'm drawing the line. Yeah. So
Okay.
He's putting his line in the sand right there.
I can't stand it, man. People are fucking stupid, and I'm ready for it to be done. All right. Kind of.
We gotta get going. Yeah, we gotta get going.
We'll burn through these last ones. These will all be kind of quick hits in any case. So Baldur's Gate 3. This got pushed up by a month. So almost a month. It's releasing on August 3rd now. Basically we normally see delays. They're saying, hey, we're gonna move it up. Mainly to get the fuck out of the way of Starfield. that's kind of why.
It's probably a good idea. Like honestly, it's probably the best option for them.
That is happening. Excited though. I'm excited. I haven't touched it since.
I'm extremely excited.
I can't wait. The whole crew will be. Well, at least I know myself, Enigma, and I believe Scruffy will be playing. Hopefully, Bill, you should jump into it, man, with us, dude. It's a fun time, dude. It's a blast.
I think Lumi said he wanted to pick it up too.
I tried Divinity and I couldn't get into that, but I might give this one a try. I like D&D, so
it's so good. It's so good. The Atomic Heart is getting its first DLC, and it is featuring the fan favorite Sexy Fridge. And if you don't know what the Sexy Fridge is, here's a picture. There is said Sexy Fridge. It's the entire DLC is all about this refrigerator. So I know Scruffy is going to be over the moon, happy about that one.
Yeah.
So happy for Scruffy. In other news, we've got BlizzCon's live stream is going to be live stream for free this year. If you want to go in attendance, it's $299 or $799, which is fucking nuts.
I would never pay any money to go to a BlizzCon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, but you can
or
if you want.
TwitchCon or a VidCon.
Or TwitchCon. Yeah.
But BlizzCon, you will be able to watch
Especially
it for free.
considering these days that they're trying to kill one of our co-hosts.
It's true.
And lastly, Cycle Frontier. You guys are familiar with this game. It is shutting down after a year.
Not
Again,
surprised.
Not shocked. Yeah, this was another Tarkov light game that came out that just was not there. When asked in the Discord, people's feelings, nobody responded. So it was.
I played the cycle once.
So did I.
Yeah.
I think I think you and I played it a couple times, Sin, but like
yeah, we did. We tried,
it was not there.
and
I'm
it
sorry.
was very rough. And it
I
was,
saw that thing getting canceled long before it got canceled. So I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Yep. So it's gone. Well, that is it for the
Yeah.
episode, boys and girls. We are
Yeah.
7 minutes over, but
Yeah.
it's been an amazing show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Again, we do these every single week at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here across YouTube and Twitch live. You can come hang out in the chat and talk with us. Give us your feedback, give us your information. Also, we have a Discord. You can jump into our Discord. You can hit us up on Twitter. You can email us at prepatchpodcast@gmail.com. You can listen to
We're on
the show.
Facebook now.
We are?
Yeah.
I'm not following you on Facebook. I'm sorry. I don't do Facebook. So
That's fine. I don't really do Facebook either, but we had to be on Facebook for TikTok. So
but there you go. We are literally everywhere. And if you want to catch up on all of the shows, go and check us out at anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. Before we go though, Lumi, tell everybody where they can find
Yes.
you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Luminary Weekly, on Twitch at Luminary Weekly, on TikTok at Luminary Weekly. Just pick a platform and put in Luminary Weekly or hashtag UDP broadcast. You can find all of our stuff.
There you go. Well, for the rest of the crew, I am Sin. We got Bill and Enigma, and next week we'll have Scruffy and Enigma and myself, and maybe another special guest host.
I will see you in a couple weeks, guys, because vacation is calling me.
There you go. He's gonna go sip some Mai Tais on the West Virginia beach.
I still want to know when my vacation time's coming up, bitches. God damn.
You don't get any. Go away. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Arrivederci, baby.